And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 203. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And I also hope you had a great weekend as well. It is Monday, and it's actually my favorite show of the week because it starts right when I get off work to have my day off, and this is one of our few panel shows of the week. We have Monday and Wednesdays for our panel show. And obviously, doing these is very fun because you get to hear a bunch of different perspectives on a lot of different things. As you guys know, moving forward, the MSK show won't be on the weekends. Essentially, it's like basically if I set it up, it'll be there. But if you don't see it, the show just runs Monday through Friday normally. And just like you guys saw this past Saturday and Sunday where I had one-on-ones, unless essentially me and Professor Savage Dad do a show or we have one-on-ones, that's when you would see the show. Other than that, you're just going to get me playing League on Saturday, and then I have the Cloud9 podcast on Sunday, and then I might play League on Sunday also after the show if I'm not like too freaking dead after working and coming home and doing the show and talking about League of Legends, which makes me pull the hair out of my head based on how bad teams are playing. But it's okay. It's okay. I also watched the Lakers destroy the best team in the Western Conference. Super happy about that. Can't wait to have that happen again. I did call that we're going to lose to the Warriors because, well, Stephen Curry is just LeBron's daddy, and he's just been fisting him for the better part of all of his career, honestly. People ask me, who do you think's better than LeBron? Stephen Curry. He's just a better player. Just overall, just a better player, Also, Jokic on the Nuggets is just LeBron's daddy, literally physically and on the court, too. 1-11 in their last game. So, yeah. And plus, I'm just saying, though, it's being a Laker fan is like being married to a woman who doesn't give you sex or give you food. But she does once in a while, she might blow you under the table, which will make you very, very happy. So it's also good to have that happen.
Is special.
Oh, God. So nothing else pretty much happened. Next week, we're not going to have shows on Wednesday or Thursday because I'll be at the F&T meetup during next week. So I'll be literally not here. After I get off work Wednesday, I'm going straight to Vegas. And then I'll be out there all Wednesday, mostly all Thursday. And depending on how things play out, I'll be back very early to go home from Vegas to go to work, or I'll just leave Thursday and then go to work. So yeah, can't wait to meet all the people there. I know the Saskas are going to be there. Kata and Atreus are going to be there. I know Aaron Sparrow is going to be there. He is actually in California, so it'd be easier to meet him too. Cyfax going to be there. I'm going to walk up to Cyfax and kind of punk him like a black guy and be like, hey, yo, what's up, my N-word? Heard you was talking shit online. Just go up and straight up punking like, remember that black guy used to walk with you and you say, I'm Tyrone, I'm going to fuck your wife. Remember that guy? Holy shit. So definitely going to do that. Been having sex with a lot of girls, so going to buy me a brand new Chevy Camaro, bumblebee looking one, drive to Vegas, bang some strippers, come home,
get some STDs.
And hey, you wrap it up. Technically, you can see if they're clean. You just kind of smell it and you see with your own eyes if they're clean. If they're not clean, you kick her in the face and you leave. You just fucking.
I'm going to tell you now, as a nurse, that's not true.
Really? You cannot see a yeast infection, honestly?
There's a lot of stuff you can't see.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, or smell, or any of that.
Or taste, I suppose.
Okay. So I used to have this lady who used to work in a psych ward, and her name was Storm, if you guys remember. That was her job, where basically college guys would try to put their dicks in a lot of things. I'm pretty sure Bob's seen it all. Have you not had a situation where like a college guy try to put his dick inside of a hose? Not a whore, like an actual like green hose, the ones you use to water your grass. Yeah, God. She's telling me so many stories about guys trying to put their thing in a thing. Like there is some canned stories that I'm not going to go into that she told me. And I almost threw up behind the stream. We were talking off stream and I almost barked. That's disgusting. You weirdos out there. Just Bob, I know you have stories like that, and just don't tell me them.
Believe it or not, I don't have a ton like that because I work mostly with geriatrics. So
okay.
But I have a whole nother set of stories with them that are hilarious. So.
Back in 1955, something like that.
Do you ever have you ever given someone a shot?
Stories, but there is no filter between brain and mouth with them,
right?
Because they don't care anymore at this point. And then some of them with dementia.
So it's like training for the MSK show.
Yeah, pretty much. And then there are some pretty crazy stories. Like there was
You don't have
one
to give any
where
examples.
we had a husband and wife combo where the husband passed away, unfortunately, and the week later the wife was getting it on with somebody else. So yeah.
I always tell people that women can't wait for that longtime husband that she resents and hates to go start banging a person that she's been trying to bang for years. People call me sexist, and it's like, dude, I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm just telling you like it is. If you don't want to accept reality, that's up to you. You know. But I'll ask Bob this, because you give shots to people. Which is the type of age group that freaks out with needles the most? Is it like babies, toddlers, teenagers, or like grown people, generally speaking?
It's not usually grown people. I'd say toddlers, and at least from my experience. But again, I work mostly with geriatrics. Geriatrics don't seem to care.
Okay, damn. So. Is hospital food ever going to get better? That's just never going to get good. No. I imagine every nurse on their lunch break just goes and gets lunch from somewhere else, because there's no way you eat that shit on your lunch break. No way.
Yeah, you go somewhere else.
How long of a lunch break do you get? Like an hour or so?
Well, during my weekday job, I kind of make my own hours because I work as an insurance nurse, and then on the weekends I work as a nursing supervisor at a nursing home. Same thing. I kind of go when I'm ready to go, but I only work 8-hour shifts on the weekends, so usually only about a half hour. But those that are working longer shifts, I usually give them an hour. So
okay, damn, good lord. Like when you go into the hospital, you already hate it there because you're fucking sick. You're just dead inside. Then they always have the news on. They always have either CNN or CBS or MSNBC on. You're like, fuck me, man. Well, that's just the stories of my life, guys. Women, content, gym, and money. That's just kind of how it works now. You know, I've not looked at my bank account since I told you guys I bought that big thing. So yeah, but there's money there. You know, speaking of big money that got made, the Minecraft movie, I was wrong. I thought it was going to completely bomb, because no offense to the kids that like it, I'm genuinely glad you had a great time. People were having like apparently in-game levels of react. That's awesome. It's really awesome to see kids have fun like that. No, I'm just
kids. They yearn for the minds.
I'm just being honest here. Those trailers look like complete shit. Those trailers look really bad. Like we're talking like cringe level. We're talking like, what's that Adam Sessler movie where he's pretending to be a woman? Like that movie. Fucking hell. It was like where he was trying to be a girl and he was playing himself. Oh god, it was one of the worst movies ever made. Fucking hell.
Dude.
God.
I don't remember which one it was.
I don't remember what it was, but that is literally one of the worst movies ever made. And it looked like that.
Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Oh my,
that's a
terrible movie.
Okay. You didn't know if you meant Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I thought
you said Adam Sessler.
You did say Sessler.
I thought he was.
I was like, I don't even know who the hell that is.
All just meshing together at this point, you know.
Sure.
Sessler's an old guy who used to be involved in like games journalism, and apparently he's always hated gamers, always. So he had a following at first through over the years as he was on a show called X-Play. And over the years on social media, he just showed his hatred for gamers, even though he came back for the return of X-Play or Attack of the Show, or G4, I should say, which had the whole Frost situation. And
damn.
Yeah.
Feels forever ago. I was thinking about that. Feels forever ago. We had G4. Like people from like, I guess this side of the internet only know Frost from G4. I've seen Frost ever since she started casting League of Legends for the Chinese broadcast, when it was just a fan-made thing, not even like an official broadcasting. So I saw her from, man, like ever since she started kind of doing this, and she always gave me lesbo, LGBTQ vibes. She was very good at her job when she was actually casting the game. She was very knowledgeable at League. It's just the fact that she never kind of realized that, hey, no one wants to fucking hear you talk about LGBTQ shit outside of League of Legends. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never discredit her as far as like being an actual caster in the game. She was very good at her job. She was very technical. She knew how to say certain things that really, I was like, okay, I didn't think of it this way. She was good at her job, but damn, did that rant just kill her whole career. And guys, it killed her career so bad, she literally left the industry. When she said, I didn't leave the industry because of that rant, you left actually after it was over. You straight up AFK'd off the internet. And then Quick Shot, who was running the LEC at the time, he like subtweeted her because it was rumored that he didn't like her or she didn't like him or she thought he was a white supremacist or some shit like that. And then he literally said he tweeted a tweet and the caption basically went like this: if every place you leave and it leaves a trail of fire, then maybe you're the one lighting the match. Just chef's kiss tweet. Remember she had one that went viral where they announced like the LEC broadcast talent, and then she said a caption in a tweet which was basically, "This looks blindingly white." And it's like, Frost, we don't just hire Tom, Dick, and Harry buttfuck to be on the broadcast. Like, no one wants to just have a bunch of DEI hires on the broadcast. I'm sorry. No one wants that, you know? But
no one ever wanted that.
Yeah. Yeah, good Lord. You guys, people don't even know the half of it when it comes to esports and people, because good Lord, you people are mentally deranged. You people say they love LGBTQ people, but then take money from the Saudi Arabians. I'm not kidding. They take money from the Saudi government. Guys, they kill great people.
Yeah.
They murder them. Like, they kill you. And you take money from them. No morals, nothing. Just, I'll just kind of go wherever the wind blows.
It's like the companies that do all of like the Pride Day celebrations.
Yeah.
And they'll turn their logos. Like, I don't know if they're going to do that now, but they used to turn all of their logos in the rainbow color. And then all the ones that were like the Middle East spinoffs of those companies stayed exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
So,
God,
yeah, it's BS.
And then all of these companies now want to compete in this EWC tournament, and they're like, "Oh, we're partners with the Saudi government." I thought you liked gay people.
Block.
I thought you believe in human rights.
Social media block.
You're just thinking to yourself, like, okay. It's all once you guys realize that it's all performative, your brains will start to understand they're just lying. Like so many things. Like literally, Elon Musk has said what they're doing. They are not touching Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. What does the average idiot say they're doing? They're going to destroy our Social Security. They've literally stated, we're not touching this. So if you're not listening, you're just a fucking retard. That's just who you are. Like, people just won't listen for any reason whatsoever because they truly believe the reality they're living in is actually real. Hey, we're not doing what you think we're doing that you're mad at. No, but you are, because I heard it from someone else. I'm directly telling you we're not doing this thing. No, but like, I heard it from this person and I like him more than you because I suck his cock every night. And it's like, oh my fucking God. Jeez, man.
And not to go further off of like the topics for tonight, but you got, we remember like 5 years ago, the world was in love with Elon Musk and everything that he was doing. Yeah. It's like he's saving the world through all of these green initiatives, through Tesla and all that stuff. But, now because they hear 24/7 on certain news networks that Elon is a Nazi.
A Yahtzee.
Yep. I like the Nazi. How did what's his name say it on King of the Hill? It's like oh my God, Hank's father. I can't remember his name. God.
Bill. Was it Bill? Yeah. What a funny character. That was one of the funny characters on the show. Was Hank's dad. Yeah. Man, it's funny as fuck. Do you remember the episode of Family Guy where Peter couldn't get, or he somehow forgot to get Stewie this Chuck E. Cheese equivalent of a play date for his birthday, and then the guy running it just did a Nazi salute saying Heil Hitler in front of him. Hey, it's Griffin. Heil. Like, what are you talking about? People, those older Family Guy episodes were so wild. Just literally, it was in the flash. Peter tried to convince Lois that he didn't mess up trying to get Stewie a reservation at Cheesy Charlie's, and the guy walks up doing Nazi salutes saying Heil Hitler with the devil outfit he's wearing.
My God. And of course, there was the other great episodes where, like, I think it was like Lois. I think it was Lois who let loose. I think it was like Tom Cruise's like love slaves. He's like, "You're free now."
Oh man, I'll also never forget the South Park one.
Hank Hill's father. That's
the gay fish one. Oh my God, where Kanye West was so stuck up he couldn't understand the gay fish joke. He's like, "I'm a motherfucking lyrical genius." He couldn't understand he was a gay fish. Oh God, man, stuff used to be so damn funny. What happened? What happened to the world?
It was like, and Family Guy started in 1999 when Bill Clinton was still president. Like, he made an appearance, obviously the spoof. I think in one of the first episodes.
So crazy that people like Seth MacFarlane went through so much censorship because people got so offended at the stuff that people think the show is saying. Only for people on that side to know these legacy stories like South Park heavily pushed back on, Family Guy, all these ones, but then they actively fight for censorship. It just doesn't make any sense to me, you know? Like, I just truly will never understand it, but hey, you know, people in the world suck ass. But we'll do intros quickly. We'll get to our topics because there's some interesting stuff tonight. Wanted to keep it kind of like just 2 topics. If I do 3, my whole body might explode because then again, you know, my genius gets to roll with 2 topics. But when it comes to like 3, you're stretching me out kind of thin at that point, you know? So we'll start with Gray Poupe, my resident mustard jar man, who should be Kathlena Cartman. Where's Kathlena? You need to put on Kathlena. Where is she?
I'm not your dancing monkey.
But it's Tuesday.
You know, like every other woman in your life, she will not make an appearance, you know, out of principle. But you know, it's
you're gonna deny it.
I'm here. You know, it's a Monday. Good, yeah, good time.
You're gonna deny us Kathlena. How dare you?
I'm not denying the world, just you.
Give
if
the
anybody
people
else
what
wanted
they
it.
want. Come on, man. Give the people what they want. They beg and
I don't think I can kick you off your show, though.
Oh God, Alexander, what's up, man? How you doing? You had a good weekend?
Yeah, it was a very good and wonderful weekend. My youngest niece was actually baptized this past weekend, and that was a beautiful, wonderful thing to, you know, be there. I helped raise her, so it was there was a lot of crying involved, a lot of hugging, a lot of picture taking. So that was great. And then after trying to recover from all of that, today I'm trying to learn Blender 3D. I did another stream documenting that. Tomorrow will be day 7, so it'll be 1 week of my trying to learn 3D animation. I'm making some pretty good progress.
Hell yeah. You know, I'm pretty sure you saw that post that came up where it's like, why don't companies do more 2D animation than 3D? Because I heard 2D is harder to do. Is that true, actually?
No, every medium of animation is difficult and tedious. It's just with 2D, you know, you're physically drawing the image 24 times, you know, to do a second of action. And it's the same thing with like stop motion animation. You're manipulating a puppet or a figure or an armature or something. And, you know, the more frames and detail you put into it, the harder it's going to be. You know, people were doing stop motion animation right up until Jurassic Park came out. So that was like 1993. People were still doing like stop motion, like Coneheads. The finale of Coneheads has a creature in there that's a stop motion animation, and that was 1993 as well. So yeah, it's just no matter what you do, animation is always tedious. It's boring to look at the process, but it's the results people want to see. So you just have to be stupidly and stubbornly patient enough to stick with it.
And Bob, was it really good? No, I'm just joking. Bob, who loves movies, what's going on, man? Did you have a good weekend, actually?
Yeah, I did. You know, I was listening to Alexander there talking about the animation process, about how it's slow and boring and everything. And for some reason, I started thinking about this show. I don't know why, but
yeah, I was too. Weird coincidence.
But then when he got to the results, I was like, okay, well, he's definitely not talking about this show. So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, something awesome and artistic, you know, came out of it. So clearly not this show.
Yeah,
right.
No, but
why am I picking all these strays tonight? What did I do? Oh my God.
They're not strays, dude. They're direct hits.
No, but I'm doing good, MSK. Yeah, it was a busy weekend, but I can't really complain. And then I'm always happy to get back to the week because I like my weekend job. I love my weekday job. So for that reason, I love it when I get back to the week because I kind of make my own schedule and I work at my own pace. So I like that. And like today, I had to get my CPR certification redone. So I just moved a couple of hours to a later time that I needed to work and went and took some time to go do that. So it's nice to be able to have that autonomy.
Grok, what's up, man? How you doing, dude? So yeah, we'll be getting into some of the topics here in just a moment, but I do want to say, thank you to every single person that has been watching and listening to the shows to get us up to this milestone. This is great. A lot of people can only do their podcast once, maybe twice a week. I can do mine essentially, 5 days a week. Man, that's really awesome. So we'll get to our big goal of, that's 1,000 episodes, but the goal for this year is just 300. We'll push for 500. When we have 500, maybe I have some pretty big guests on. You never know. Like, hey, Jen and Sylvie, Saska may be on that one. Maybe Nerdrotic will come on. Ben Shapiro. I might invite Matt Walsh.
Oh God.
Could you imagine?
He would hate being on a show like this. Like, why are you all doing this? This is so boring. You need to go out there and get real jobs and do manly things.
God, maybe I contact Sydney Sweeney, just tell her like, hey, yo, like what it tastes like what you trying to do tonight, kind of shit. Also, speaking of being retired from women, because I'm retired, I accidentally got a girl's number and then she told it to me and I didn't write it down. And then I was like, wow. So I didn't think she had a boyfriend. But then again, I was like, you know what, that could probably end anytime soon because, that's just how girls are. But so yeah, your boy still got
she
it, though.
told it to you. You mean you overheard it when she was telling somebody else her number?
Definitely not true. Definitely not true. She essentially told me her entire life story in less than 5 minutes. I shit you not. I knew this. She told me the entire thing between like her dad or mom or I was like, holy shit, this chick's just unloading on me. I was like,
how did this even start? Like how? Like
I just went over to the gas station, grabbed some chicken wings. Okay. And I was like, hey, you look familiar. Like, you used to come up to the job every so often. And she was like, yeah, I spoke to my grandma because my grandma liked coming up here. And I was like, okay. And then she started unloading.
You approached a woman? I don't know about this, man. This sounds fishy.
Oh, God. She was working and she was at the station restocking it. Because that's what women are good at, just restocking food. It's all they're good at. It's just doing remedial tasks because they...
Wait.
Do better things than that.
This time in this interaction, the woman was the stalker? I'm confused.
I just there grabbing some chicken wings. I'm trying to go home. It's Monday. It's already been a long day. And she just unloaded on me for her story. But this is a nice girl. It's a decent looking girl too. And, but I was like, damn. All right. Cool. When she said she lived alone, I was like, maybe I could ask her to come over to my place alone for some Netflix and chill, but she said she was committed, so it is what it is. But if she ever breaks up with that person, your boy's always here alone that gets bounced on for about a good 5 minutes.
No, you retired.
I'm retired.
Sure that's what she said, though? Are you sure it wasn't like, if I went home with you, I would have to be committed? Like, are you sure you understood it?
I understood the assignment, and the assignment was play it cool, be a tall, rich, handsome, good-looking dude. And she was like, wow. Whoa, I didn't really technically fail. I just didn't win anything. Wait a minute. Which is technically failing to a certain degree. But I'm looking at it from a long point of view, I'm looking at it for a bigger picture kind of thing,
Okay.
I can picture the Matt Walsh interview with MSK now. It would produce his next documentary, Matt Walsh, What It Tastes Like.
Hey, if he ever came on the show, he'd have to come on in that man bun and whatnot that he wore in Am I Racist? So
yeah.
Oh God.
He would have to be an ally to be on the show.
Oh shit. Good Lord, man. Just crazy weekend, honestly. What in the world is going on with some people? Holy crap. People are still blocking roads in 2025. That is crazy. All right. You guys talk for one moment before we start the topics because Vin Diesel is outside.
Okay. Oh, cool. I hope he says he's Groot.
Family. That's weird that, Vin Diesel is visiting MSK. I never would have figured.
Maybe he's recruiting him to be the distraction in his next heist.
I thought MSK always said, like, where he's going, he don't need no hoe-ass roads or something along those lines. that's weird that the roads are what's impeding him being on camera.
That was an
now.
Eric July quote. Why would I look like Eric July?
Well, maybe he felt sorry for MSK since he has no family. He thought,
Ray, is there a reason why you thought I look like Eric July? Is there any reason?
I never said you look like it. I remember you repeating his famous lines. That's all.
I've never said that. I actually don't care about roads at all, personally. Roads are just something you walk on. I personally couldn't give a fuck what a road is, actually, But I do agree that they should fix the roads more often. Should do that. All right, so there's going to be just so much shit happening in the world, guys. But how do we navigate it all? Well, you do it by going and buying my no, I messed up the ad read. I had a sponsor, and I messed up the ad read. HelloFresh. You guys can save 60% on your orders at HelloFresh by using What It Tastes Like for 10%.
10%.com, you say? Wow. Wow.
Wow, man.
I'm sure they're going to get all their money's worth with that ad,
With the promo code What It Tastes Like 10 for 10% off your order. Make sure you tell them an MSK sent you. Did you just say a road is what you walk on? Yes, you walk on roads. What else would you do with them? Drive on them too? I'm pretty sure people walk on roads. If you don't walk on roads or drive on them, then I don't think you're living life, buddy.
What about a lonely road? That's the only one that I have ever known.
Oh, God. Okay. It looks like Vin Diesel is finally leaving, so we can get into our first topic, actually. I've
actually seen this happen. Like, I live in like the series of duplexes, and they all have a bit of space between them that a person could actually walk like in between the houses. I saw a car drive through them one time, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so happy no one was walking on the sidewalk that day, because they would have been plastered on the road.
I would even like to get a moped just to go on the sidewalks if I could. That'd be kind of cool.
I can picture you on a moped, little tiny moped.
A little tiny one. No,
I
need a big one.
I just rewatched Terminator 2, and John Connor was on like a moped, so that'd be perfect.
Good. Hey, Tobey Maguire made moped look cool in Spiderman 2. Just saying.
I don't know about.
Cool. Yeah, it didn't look cool.
It's more like.
You guys want to say creepy, old, and douchey?
No, just like it was all he could afford. He was always broke.
Yeah, it's kind of MSK, like, yeah, creepy's implied a little bit, but
Hey, I after being retired from women for about a good, who knows how long I made that commitment.
Yeah, like 15 years.
I just realized just how much of a riz master I truly am at this point. I just get girls to talk to me. At the meetup next week, after the meetups, after parties, might go to some bars or clubs, and the girls like you see in the videos that talk about sucking dick constantly. Maybe one of them might come back with me to the hotel room and start blowing me for about a good 5 minutes, and then I unload inside their mouth. Just depends.
Well, definitely not. But when you mention that women like to talk to you, you're counting in like employees at the gas station who are legally required to interact with you.
She was willingly interacting with me first because, I'm taller, older, and good looking and rich. So that's like implied that they would automatically be more interested in you, No? All right. Interesting. Oh, you guys don't even know what I got planned coming this week.
God.
I got some big stuff coming up this week. Some big collabs. I do have someone coming on that I did end up talking to him at the meetup last year. Looked him straight in his face and I said, "Does your wife rap?" Because she's Asian. And then he looked at me and goes, "No, she doesn't rap." And I was like, fuck. He didn't fall for the choke. Damn it. Missed. On Thursday, if everything goes according to plan, I'll have on X-Ray Girl's husband, Mark the Cyborg, actually on.
Cool deal.
That's cool.
Yeah. I looked at him straight in his face last year and I was like, "Your wife's Asian and she kind of raps." He was like, "I don't think she raps." I was like, "You heard your wife when she talks? That That bitch raps harder than Kendrick Lamar. Holy crap. Holy shit. So let's get into our first topic here in just a moment, gentlemen. Hi, Sparkles. Hello, gentlemen. And so you mean me, obviously, the tall, rich guy, you know? Alexander's the other tall, rich guy.
Yeah, sure.
Possibly the best on this show. But so wait a minute. You're saying that it took that guy only a year to like finally agree to be on your show after that amazing story that you just told? Wow.
Oh no. He followed me after I reminded him that we saw each other. I just never DM'd him because I just have so many other people that come on the shows. I have so many other connections. Obviously, I'm very well versed in the connection market, you know, so it's priorities. You know, I have, if everything goes according to plan, this person that we were supposed to do another reappearance after we met each other because she came on the Iron Man podcast and then I saw her in Vegas last year and then she was supposed to come on. Then she kind of stood me up. So then I was like, hey,
that makes sense.
Wrong? Is there anything kind of wrong here? Did I do something wrong to you? Did I upset you? She was like, no, has stuff going on. We'll love to come on again. Her words, she said she would love to be on because everyone loves coming on. They have a good time here, obviously.
Was she drinking at the time?
You know, she was drinking at the meetup. She was very, very drinking a lot, but it's okay. It's okay. I saw the way she was checking me out. She probably was like, man, this guy probably just is rocking hard in the sack, you know? No?
No.
Probably
Sorry,
not.
I got a text, so I was yeah.
It's a very low probability.
Oh, God.
Wait a second. Miss Sparkle said he skipped my feet comment. How rude. Feet comment.
MSK, read the feet comments. Come on, man.
What feet comment?
Yeah, I was looking for it. I didn't see it.
There is no feet comment at all.
Not from Miss Sparkles.
Well, feet are gross anyway. Why the fuck would I ever go over that? People on the feet are weird. That's just
Yeah, I don't get that one. There's
really
a
just
few,
don't get it.
There's a few kinks and fetishes where I'm not into it, but I can sort of see like why people might be into it, but like feet is just like one of them. Like, no, I don't understand
Go
this.
to a girl and just be like, "Yo, thumb in or thumb out," and then see her response to that. You know, like feet. You guys are weird. You guys need
MSK, you're saying you're single? Huh.
never. I'm only single in theory, but in practice, I get all the ladies. Does that make sense for you? All right. So let's get the first topic down because there's another bigger one to tackle. Obviously, a massive one to tackle later on, you know, because I'm the man here with the plan. All right. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the fourth MCU Spider-Man movie that is going to be coming out in 2026. And this movie has been pretty much called Spider-Man 4 up until the point we finally got a confirmation on what this movie is going to be titled. And it is Spider-Man Brand New Day. That will be the title of the fourth Tom Holland-led Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man movie. So if you guys don't really have this mindset when it comes to Spider-Man, well, I do, because I'm a fucking genius, obviously. So, you know, I like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. The first two, I think, are just the best Spider-Man movies that have ever came out, personally. You know, with Spider-Man 3, I didn't really like that one as much as other people did. It's weird because when that movie dropped, it wasn't liked. And then you go on the internet, apparently people think it's like this underrated good movie. And it's like, it's really not. Spider-Man 3, compared to the first two, is just not good at all, really. It's got some good moments there. It's got some hard-hitting moments there, but I wouldn't say it's as quality as the previous two are.
Then, you can see the studio interference in it because Sam Raimi wanted to do Vulture as the villain, but obviously Sony mandated, no, you got to put Venom in there, and he did not want to do Venom. So you can see it's just like there's parts in there That's clearly Sam Raimi's vision. And then there's like Avi Arad's and whoever else's vision was force fed into that. So it's very
fuck. No, Optimus, please. Fuck.
Basically, yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm black. Hold on. My brain is fried. We're going to get this done. I'm going to bang all your wives. Not tonight. I am rich. Did you guys get that? All right. Let's start with a banger. Let's get it going, guys. Let's get our brains on. All right. Hey, everyone. I am MSK, a.k.a. Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the fourth MCU Spider-Man movie officially getting its title, and it is called Spider-Man Brand New Day, because this movie was just basically rumored to be called like Spider-Man 4 amongst the fandom, but we did officially get the title Spider-Man Brand New Day after the 2025 CinemaCon event that was held in Las Vegas. So as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man comics, anything to do with like the animated TV series, movies. Man, I love Spider-Man. That's one of my favorite superheroes of all time. You know, growing up, I did have Spider-Man comics. It was one of the only characters comics that I ever really had, actually, from like, you know, from one of like the big two. And growing up, I had watching Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies. I obviously was there when Andrew Garfield's movies dropped. And obviously was there when the rumor happened that Sony, they revealed to the world through a leak that they failed with Andrew Garfield's second Spider-Man movie. And let's be honest here, we all knew they failed with it because it was a steaming pile of horse shit. So they brought over Tom Holland into the MCU, and then you have the MCU Spider-Man movies as well as his appearances in Civil War and Avengers and all the other stuff as well. As you guys know, for me, I thought the first two Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire were very, very good. I think those are like just very superhero in just the best way possible. You know, kind of similar to like Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Those four right there are like my pinnacle superhero movies right there. Spider-Man 3, I didn't think it was that good. It has some good moments in it, but it's just not as good as the first two. And I think a lot of other Marvel movies fell into that trap in that time period. You look at X-Men, X2, X-Men Last Stand, not as good as the other two. And Blade, I know for a lot of people, I haven't seen those movies, but I know a lot of people feel the same way too. Like Blade 1 and 2 are very good, but the third one kind of just falls off the rails. The MC, like Marvel had always had that problem. The third movie in the trilogy would always kind of fall off the rails. And then, you know, you had Andrew Garfield with The Amazing Spider-Man. It was going to be a reboot because, as Alexander has, you know, pointed out on his channel, that Spider-Man 4 was announced on Twitter. It was actually announced on Twitter. We're going to get Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, and the whole Vulture villain being included in the movie with Anne Hathaway being like Vultress. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. All that leaked shit that was talked about Spider-Man 4 was not going to be good. If you guys read what he was going to do, Sam Raimi had already lost the plot. He peaked at the second one. He did a very good job with the first two, but he was losing his brain. Like Vultress, those ideas sucked. Those ideas sucked ass completely. I'm sorry, Sam, but you weren't cooking with that. That was going to not do good too. But as we know, even from Spider-Man 3, Sony's interference happened. So basically, Sam Raimi didn't want to put in Venom either. He didn't grow up with Venom like we did. Like he grew up in like 70s, 80s Spider-Man comics. You know, Venom was new to him. He was convinced by Avi Arad that Venom is what people liked, actually. So he included because of that. Andrew Garfield's first Spider-Man movie, I thought it was okay. It's solid. It's okay.
Yeah.
The second one is just certainly a movie to exist. Certainly one of the movies of all time. Truly a movie. I'll just give it that. One of, if not the superhero movies to ever exist in my lifetime. And then we get to Tom Holland. So I'll say about Homecoming. Homecoming, like Spider-Man 3, has decent moments to it. There's some really good moments in it. Like the speech with Tom and Tony, you don't deserve the suit. That scene was great. You have the scene with him and Vulture in the car, him pulling off the rubble like in that one Spider-Man comic. There's some really good moments there in Homecoming, but it isn't a good movie. Like if you really, I've watched it several times. It's not good. Like the way they treat Shocker, he has no building swings. He's not really fighting crime a lot. Just no spider senses. Like it is just disgusting. He's just a bitch for Tony Stark. And then you get fucking Far From Home, one of, if not one of the worst, boring Spider-Man movies to ever exist. That movie sucks complete ass. All you have is Jake Gyllenhaal. And that's it.
I was going to say Jake Gyllenhaal is the best part of that.
Far From
movie,
Home is just copying Homecoming, and it's just worse at it. It's just Far From Home is just shit. That movie's fucking terrible. Like, I watched it and I was like, damn, what a way to phone in the damn movie is this horseshit ass movie. Then you had No Way Home, which a lot of you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed it too. I thought like that's his best movie, actually. If you want to count the other ones like Civil War, he was very good in Civil War. He gave us that comic Spider-Man a lot of people wanted out of him. But it felt like just after Civil War, no other movie really captured that for him. I mean, John Watts kind of did it in Spider-Man No Way Home, but you know, that was kind of, he was kind of helped with the other kind of all-star cast there with him right there, you know, like the Avengers movies, the Infinity War and Endgame. He was a decent part in Infinity War, but he was still outshined by, well, Benedict Cumberbatch and RDJ and, you know, Chris Hemsworth and all those guys. He wasn't even really in Endgame that much, so it's really kind of hard to count him in that, actually, you know. And that's pretty much it. That's all he's really been in. And I just don't, I understand the appeal he has with people. He can be a comic accurate Spider-Man. He can. There's something there with him where it's good. I just don't feel like any of his movies, minus No Way Home and his appearance in Civil War, really highlight how good he can be. Keep in mind, he's still barely discovering what his spider senses are. Going to Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's just bad. That's just actually a terrible thing. You should already kind of have this going here. And then what the movies did is what the comic books have done constantly, which is they take everything away from him. One movie, he lost his first girlfriend. He was dating a black girl, so that probably shouldn't happen anyway. Just my opinion, personally. Then he just loves his chocolate, obviously. Damn, Tom Holland. He would be great at fucking black barbecues on 4th of July. Joking, right? So, in Far From Home, people find out who he is. They hate him. He loses Tony. He loses Happy. He loses his aunt. He didn't even have an Uncle Ben in these movies. They had his aunt be his Uncle Ben. Like, really? And yeah, she gave him the line of, you know, with great power comes great responsibility and all that stuff. But it's like, no Uncle Ben? Really? Damn, just so much not there. They took everything away from him. So now you get this Spider-Man Brand New Day movie, and it's like, what does he have? Like, he's got nothing. It's all, and then there goes the title of the movie. So Brand New Day is actually a comic book storyline from the comic books. I doubt they're going to do what the comic books have. You can't really, technically, because the story before that is called One More Day, and pretty sure you guys have all heard of it, even people that aren't reading books. Basically, Spider-Man was married to Mary Jane, and then something happened to his grandma, and then he eventually asked Mephisto to heal her or whatever at the cost of losing his marriage. That's essentially what happened, you know? Now, in the MCU, they kind of did something like that, but it was just so different, you know, because he asked Doctor Strange to remove everyone's memory of him and everything. So it's similar if you really want to be very semantic about it. So the title seems, in my opinion, very fitting, given where this is at. Now, keep in mind, guys, no one likes One More Day. No one even really likes Brand New Day, actually. I don't know why these are storylines. They are like, you know what? This is what fans really want. One More Day and Brand New Day, cinematic form. Yeah, no. So, yeah. That's kind of where we're at right now with Spider-Man. He's got a new title, Brand New Day. It's like, well, you have nothing. You literally have nothing.
Yeah. I mean, writing-wise, that's... And I know I shouldn't bring up writing because, you know, the current crop of MCU writers has been pretty much from trash to just diarrhea, basically. That's basically what we've had. But it's a good writing challenge if you're a decent writer. It's like, how do you bring someone up basically from nothing? And some good writers can rise basically to that occasion. I don't know if our current MCU writers can do that, but I guess the story also depends upon like who's going to be the villain of this movie. Which one of Spider-Man's rogues is? I mean, we don't know that yet.
Yeah.
We don't know if Peter's going to have a love interest in this movie. If one is even necessary.
He lost that too.
Yeah.
He lost everything. He did. He lost his aunt. He lost his he lost his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I just have to understand, why are they so addicted to doing this? This isn't every Spider-Man incarnation from movies too. Toby loses everything progressively, technically throughout his movies, with, I guess you could call Harry and Norman, right? Andrew loses Gwen. Then he loses her dad. Tom Holland. Well, essentially, what does he have left? Because he lost everything. Like, why is this a trend with Spider-Man? Why is a Marvel addicted to putting this guy on the lowest totem pole? It's like, you must have nothing.
So you just want to see him excel at everything? Like, you gotta have peaks and valleys. Like, just when he's at his lowest is when he makes his breakthrough, and then that's when he really gets to be that superhero. That's what you're looking for in one, you know. Like, if the building or the boat wasn't ever falling apart, you know, would he have to strain so much to hold it together? I don't know, man. I'm just saying, you got to give peaks and valleys to the story. You can't just let him be happy. Come on.
I'm just saying, like, after all of this progression. When it comes to like Spider-Man, we've seen it in many different various incarnations, right? Like even in the Spider-Man animated series, everyone knows and loves. Remember the arc where like that Mary Jane was a water clone? Okay, guys, Peter is supposed to be very smart. How would you not know you're touching a water clone? I mean, water's pretty. You touch water, it feels very water.
I mean, would you know if you're touching a real woman or not? I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure you can know that. It's very, very noticeable. Just saying.
Well, you did retire for a reason. I just.
When I went and saw No Way Home, I had a date with a hot girl, and she was doing stuff to me in the car when we went in, and then I blew her back out after the movie was over. You know, but
wait, that movie that you took the girl and her boyfriend to, that you got to sit in that third seat.
No, a Joker 2 was when I took my ex and her sister out that I didn't pay.
I wasn't talking about the two chicks because, you know, that's interesting that the two girls went to a movie with you. I could have sworn
wait a minute. Your ex made you take her and her sister out?
Don't ask.
This time it was her and her boyfriend.
Well, remember that song in Don't Be a Menace when they were at that church part? Don't ask, no questions. God.
But can I ask you one question? So with the Brand New Day thing, is this supposed to include like Mephisto, or he was just part of the other storyline?
He was part of the other
supposedly
storyline.
He's coming out in Iron Heart. They're finally making a Mephisto debut. So I don't know. I'm just wondering. Perhaps he could make his way into the greater MCU.
People are talking about it could be involving Chameleon, obviously. You know, for a lot of people. So, because that's a Spider-Man villain a lot of people have wanted. Like, even in the comic books, just recently, they're going to relaunch Amazing Spider-Man #1 again. And then John Romita Jr. said he's going to have Peter Parker, a character we've seen since the 60s. That's where he's going back, guys. He's going back before high school. That's where we want Peter Parker at. Before high school.
Oh, junior high school.
God. And they wonder why Ultimate Spider-Man is selling better than their main title. I'm not saying John Romita Jr. and Joe Kelly can't do a good job. I'm not saying that. But it's just, goddamn, is he never allowed to just grow up at all? People like Superman and Lois. That's not a young Clark Kent just getting stuff together, finding out what life is and how to utilize his powers and shit. No, he's married. He understands how to use his powers, and he's just fucking raising kids. Because you would like to see natural progression of your characters over time. At one point in Dragon Ball, Goku and Vegeta have kids, and they just start doing stuff. You know, it's a progression that your characters go through. This character goes, I'm going to grow out of all of this, lose everything. Grow out of all this, lose everything. Grow out of all of this, lose everything.
Why does it have to be linear storytelling? Why can't you go back and explore a time in, you know, a certain superhero's life? I like those Batman ones where it goes back kind of to the beginning. What can I say? It's fun, even though I know his origin story.
Like explorations of a small part of this thing, like you said. It's not exactly resetting him. That's just an exploration part. But
okay, I did tune out mostly of what you were saying, but that was what I got out of it.
You too?
God, man. God. So
I love that you guys just relentlessly just crap on MSK from like 1,000 feet up.
We need to be the voice of the audience.
Yeah, it's been a joy. It has really been a. It's just like he sets things up and you just knock him down every time, and it's funny. I enjoy it.
Marvel comics for Spider-Man. God, see,
you are well. I guess you'd be Miles Morales. So
God.
I know that's an insult.
That's another conversation for another day. But
I think that was the worst one yet.
I will say this. The animated Spider-Man movies with Miles Morales are very good. I enjoy
Spider-Verse. Yeah, Spider-Verse is good. Comics, games, everything else, just no. Just like with Miss Marvel, everything she's been in has tanked. And now they're trying to stuff her into like the past of the X-Men. And it's just like, guys, stop trying to make Miss Marvel happen.
See, that's the funniest
well,
thing there, where you said they were trying
he
to
did
make
have
her
the best double Dutch cinematic scene in all of 2020, whatever that was, 3 or something.
Yeah, I think it was 2023.
Yeah. Oh, also, the movie is being directed by Daniel Destin Cretton, whatever the guy who directed Shang-Chi. He's directing the movie.
Oh
well, fuck.
I didn't watch Shang-Chi, so I don't really have an opinion about it. I know the actor guy himself is a douchebag because I've seen him in some other stuff like outside of the MCU. What was it that he did that established his douchebaggery? Like he is like trying to be some sort of investor for some up and coming companies, and there's this company that was trying to sell boba tea, and he accused that company of cultural appropriation. And it's like, do you know how many people in the world sell boba tea, and that it's not strictly a Chinese drink, and in fact it originated from Brazil? So, I mean, the Chinese were right to call Shang-Chi an ugly-looking man because he is.
So, we're going to also go over one more thing. I decided to obviously set that up because just wanted to let you guys know the state of where this is going. You know, I kind of figured it was heading this way, but just, I don't know, like, you built up this guy since 2016, Civil War, which is his best Spider-Man appearance, only to have him ask Doctor Strange to get rid of everything. So why did we get that? Oh, fuck God. Oh, shit. All that progression, throw it away.
He lost all his XP.
I just don't get. What's the point of having us invest in a character where at the end of a movie, and I like No Way Home, but this is one of the disagreements I have with it, where it's like, now you just kind of have nothing anymore. So why did I follow this guy to begin with?
MSK, should we all not watch your show because you got nothing? Or do you want us to root for you to actually get something? I mean, come on, man. You had a channel before with thousands of views. Thousands of subscribers.
This is my very first channel.
It got yeeted off of the it's kind of like people just forgot about it. But now we're here with you on this journey where you're going to try and get it back. That's what they're trying to do with Spider-Man. Come on.
I'm just saying all of that is allegedly, and that may or may not have ever happened. 95.5 kind of chance, right? I'm actually glad the MCU is adapting a controversial Spider-Man story for his next movie. No one is. As it can totally flip a previous Marvel complaint. It won't. I'm definitely screenshotting that for a thumbnail. That is just the caption say, "Help me, please. My head's on fire." Good Lord. Spider-Man Brand New Day was recently revealed to be the wall crawler's next solo movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I'm glad that the film may actually adapt one of the hero's most controversial comic book stories. Controversial is an understatement. That story is hated, but whatever, you know. Fuck me in my opinion, right? After the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter has been left in an unusual place in his life. Ned and MJ, among everyone else, have forgotten Peter's existence, leading him into a place where he will have to create a new life for himself, possibly even with a new supporting cast. Also, why isn't Zendaya MJ? Is that not really MJ, or is that Michelle Jones or some stupid shit like that?
If you're asking us, then I think she's just Michelle Jones. I think that was one of those things where it's like Marvel probably didn't want to pay the original like Spider-Man comic book creators or their families for permission to use Mary Jane.
So the reason why. Yeah.
Let's bring in Michelle Jones, MJ.
Oh God. The story of the next Spider-Man film seems to have been in flux over the years since No Way Home it was released. Many wished for a street-level story for the film, while others hoped for a multiversal story. Either way, the new movie is now moving forward with director Destin Daniel Cretton and stars Tom Holland and Sadie Sink, and details are slowly being made available. The new film was described by Tom Holland at CinemaCon as a fresh start for Spider-Man. Haven't I heard this pitch all forever in my life? And the film's title gives some clear hints about what the new start might look like. Good Lord. Brand New Day is a divisive is a divisive Marvel comic story from 2008, which saw the fallout of the One More Day arc. One More Day showed Peter and Mary Jane's marriage being dissolved by Mephisto, changing even their history, and Brand New Day saw Peter essentially having his life reset. This resulted in criticism from readers of the comics who were frustrated that the series would not let Peter move on from his struggling youth and would not allow him to have a happy family with Mary Jane. Yeah, he's just not allowed to be happy in these universes, ever. He's never allowed to fucking have any shred of love, ever. Someone's always... God, I hate these people sometimes. While
so
it
what you're
received...
saying is that... so what you're saying is No Way Home was comic accurate, then?
You know,
because it takes everything away from Peter.
To be fair, I never said it didn't. I hated that it did. Good Lord. While it received criticism for its general outlook, some details of Brand New Day were enjoyed, and by some they probably mean like very minuscule ones. The Spider-Man villain Mr. Negative made one of his first prominent appearances in the story and has since become a more popular antagonist to the hero. He became more popular because of the Insomniac PS4 Spider-Man game. I'm pretty sure that's one of the main reasons why that's possible. With No Way Home partially adapting one More Day, it makes sense that Brand New Day would follow in the MCU. However, the franchise will need to do a few things in order to make sure that they do not fall into the same pitfalls as the comics did. Sorry, some guy outside with the motorcycles outside. And there's Vin Diesel again. Don't you guys love Vin Diesel? He loves coming around. Some of the most popular Marvel comics have been adapted to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and there are difficulties that can come from this. Yeah, like never adopting them because you're not good at it, or do it at all, or even like the comic books, actually. You know, your fucking source material, you stupid bitches.
Yep, look at the Dark Phoenix saga, you know. Adapted terribly. Twice,
and never done good. Yeah.
Yep.
Some of these perfect ideas have made bad Marvel films and series, which have been extremely disappointing. Secret Invasion is one of the most glaring examples of this. But that should have never been a show, though. That should have been... That Secret Invasion is like something that needs to be its own type of movie. It has to be its own type of big setup there. That can't just be done in a show.
Yeah.
I knew that wasn't going to work when they announced it. That's literally a thing you have to do in a movie. There's just no way that show can do that, really. Well, the comic series...
all the executive... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You're fine, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then you look at all of the executives and what they said. It's like, no, I never read the comics. I was told not to read the comics.
Oh,
and
Lord.
Every time I hear that, I'm like, this is going to be a complete shit show. Just every time you hear that. So, yeah.
We were told through multiple interviews that fucking the executives are like, we're told not to read the books. Okay, well, yours doesn't fucking suck ass then. Well, the comic series that Invasion is one of the most glaring... Oh, good Lord. My brain is fried. Oh, I'm going to fuck my wife. I'm joking. While the comic series that inspired it was enormous, sprawling, and celebrated, the show that came from it felt small and disappointing. So like my sex life with my wife. Any expectations for the series make that disappointment feel even heavier. Conversely, Spider-Man Brand New Day has the opportunity to improve upon its source material. While the story was not received in the comics, there has been a great deal of time for Marvel to reflect upon what could have been done better. Crafting a new story with Brand New Day title suggests that Marvel will confront Spider-Man's changed place in the universe, although I would bet that the new film will make some significant changes and departures from the source material.
Of course they will.
That's kind of... So, I'll just get you guys the final thoughts and opinions on this before we go to our next topic. Start with Gray. What are your thoughts on, the MCU taking Spider-Man to this length, actually?
I think it's a good length. Could use a little bit more girth, but I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't hate this idea as much as you seem to. What can I say? I wasn't the biggest fan of, like the Marissa Tomei, Aunt May, the lack of any kind of Uncle Ben character. Just I don't know, man. And Zendaya and even his buddy, and then their version of Flash. So kind of the more restart they're going to give him, I kind of dig it. I don't necessarily hate him even though I don't think he's the best Peter Parker. I don't hate him as Spider-Man. So I don't know, man. I think they could do it right. Shang-Chi wasn't the worst as far as the Marvel ones go. Just Aquafina truly is. So that's a huge detractor for that movie. But I don't know, man. I think with that director, you could actually do some kind of cool start. So I know no information about it other than it's Spider-Man and a restart. For me, that kind of works. So I don't know, man. I got a lame, simple opinion on it.
Good. Just like your opinions of me, lame and stupid. Damn. See,
those are my opinions of you.
Oh shit. Alexander, what are your thoughts on Spider-Man 4, aka Brand New Day, aka Fuck Me in the Ass?
There's still a lot of stuff that needs to be announced. We don't know what the plot is going to be. And yet, even though it shares a title with a comic book, it could be just a complete night and day difference. So I need to see more before I can make any kind of judgment about it. And like I say with everything, I hope it's good, but Disney has given me lots and lots of evidence to prove otherwise. So,
yeah. Bob, what do you think?
Frankly, I don't give a shit. I think the MCU has become ass over the last few years, and because of that, I just have no faith in this. Now, I'm obviously going to watch this because I have a movie review channel, but I'm hoping to give it a shot, and hopefully it'll be like one of those rarities where I think it'll be good. But like everyone else here, I don't have a whole lot of faith in what Marvel has done lately. Hopefully they can get on track, and I do like the idea of a reset because, like you said, a lot of what they did with the other Spider-Man movies weren't that great to begin with. I did really like No Way Home. I liked that he now has to kind of overcome having nothing. So I'm actually down for that. But with them kind of resetting everything, like new director, new cast, new all that, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't have a whole lot of faith in it, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, as you guys know, for me, I hate what they do with Peter Parker constantly. I can't stand it. It's just stupid and redundant, actually, to just progress the character and then just to basically say, hey, yeah, you get none of your progression anymore because we just don't like when you progress in life because we're just disgusting, bitter, old fat fucks ourselves who, couldn't progress in our lives if we tried because we're just disgusting, lazy, worthless incels who live in a basement. So, that's just kind of how Marvel Comics see Spider-Man, essentially. Now, movies are different. Obviously, Sony is going to be involved in this, so maybe something might come better, I don't know. Has Sony's involvement really been the best thing for these movies? Because people say, oh, Sony made these. Yeah, they also made Far From Home, which stinks. I don't just think because they're doing it. Have they made the best Spider-Man movies? Yeah, they have. They've also made a lot of the worst ones, too. So the track record isn't, overwhelmingly positive or negative. It's just, I guess you could say even on a scale if you were having a scale in front of you. So, yeah. I fucking hate the MCU sometimes with what they do to characters. God damn, it makes me want to get on a fucking bridge and just Superman off of it. So, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Wow, you guys are just the bundles of joy. I destroyed Gray in that video. Oh, God, I feel so good about myself. God. Gray, how do you know you took an L to me tonight? Nothing? Wow.
I think he left.
He literally just left. God.
Like, haha, I destroyed you. What do you think, my great adversary? And he's just gone.
He just
So
left
destroyed.
me.
What can I say? I was just crying to myself in the other room. You got me so hard, MSK.
Yeah, is that Ben Affleck? Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I was smoking a
never gonna
cigarette,
forget
but
that
you
one.
could see the
When they-
anguish.
Good Lord, bed. All right. We do have the Minecraft movie. To talk
Some good
about.
comments for you. I'm just saying, perhaps you want to read a couple of those, MSK.
I don't believe in reading.
Well, that's obvious.
I don't believe in
That's
doing
quack.
that. Yeah, I don't believe in all that. I believe in being black and good looking, which is already happening for me. All right, give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna pull up Box Office Mojo, and then we're good to go. All right. I mean, we'll go over some of the comments, and then we'll go to the next video. Telling them they don't have to read the comics is crazy. I don't believe being a fan of the source material is necessary, unlike some people argue. I mean, if you go and read the novelization movie guide for Batman Begins, even Nolan read some stories of Batman to understand how Batman would be. Just pointing it out there. Like, if you do end up reading some of the stories, you get a better understanding of who the character is. Does depend on what story you do read, because given certain characters, it could vary amongst like story you're actually reading, but I would recommend you read them, because that would be like me making a Chronicles of Narnia movie, and I would go, hey, I've never read the books, but I can make a Chronicles of Narnia movie. Yeah, you wouldn't that would be a glaring red flag. I'm just saying, that's a red flag when someone says, I've done no research on this and I could just fucking wing it. I don't know, man. Red flag to me. That's just my opinion.
I do agree with the first part. Well, not the first part. I guess kind of the middle of that. You don't have to be a fan of the source material. You know, I said I bought Wrath of Khan before we started the stream, and Nicholas Meyer was not a fan of Star Trek. He watched a few episodes of it. He watched the episode Space Seed, which introduced Khan, and decided to make basically a sequel to that, and then it became the Star Trek film that mostly everybody, especially Trek fans, like the most. So you don't have to be a fan. You can be a very good filmmaker and do research, like you said, MSK, and do an exceptional job. But I guess that's kind of the defining line there. You kind of have to be good at telling stories.
Yeah,
for sure. And the other kind of issue with this is, like with these superhero movies, the director is almost never the writer. You've generally got a team. You'd hope that the writers are at least familiar with the source material. But I think a director could come in there with a good script and kind of do his version of it without truly knowing the source material that well, as long as the script is there.
Yeah,
because then they can't get mad at the fans for not liking what they put out. If you put out a movie that's not reflective of the superhero itself, it's because, well, your research probably sucked ass, or maybe you're just a fucking piece of shit, just like my wife is in bed. I'm joking, but No,
fans don't like anything. They're bigots. They're racist.
Yeah, damn
they
bigots.
Need to be educated. That's what Disney's been going with since 2015. So we've been going through 10 years of this cycle of fan.
That's how you know they're gaslighting you. Hey, I didn't do my research on your favorite thing. I didn't do my due diligence to make the best product I could possibly make, but it's your fault that you didn't like it.
Yeah.
So you
didn't understand it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you essentially admitted you did a half-ass job, and you're mad at me for knowing you did a half-ass job. What?
But it's even more than just them not understanding the source material. They're just making bad movies, period.
They are.
I mean, so this goes back to the point you made, Alexander, about the Wrath of Khan, about Nicholas Meyer not being a Star Trek fan, but he made a good movie, period. I mean, he may not have known all the ins and outs of everything Star Trek, but he knew the themes that were in that movie, and he highlighted those, and he made a good movie out of that. And the everybody else, the the cast knew their parts and all that stuff, and that's where the love of Star Trek and everything comes in. But he himself, wasn't into it, but he made a good movie. These directors for Marvel and writers, none of them are making a good movie. Even if they had studied everything and knew everything in and out, that still wouldn't have saved some of these movies because they're absolute crap.
Yeah, because they're not good at telling stories. There's, from what I understand, a lot of micromanaging by like the higher ups and executives. I mean, even Nia DaCosta has come out, and I know that's kind of like, her talking about the Marvels and how she was micromanaged.
She made Candyman is ironies of irony. Yeah,
it doesn't save the film, but it does provide more insight into what was happening at the time. And I believe it. I honestly believe every word. Again, that doesn't make the Marvels a better film all of a sudden, but
no, but that's why I've gone after people like MSK who are, calling out Nia Acosta for it. And it's like, no, it's not her fault. Like, she has tried to take her name off of this movie. She was forced to do 2 different cuts that were not her.
I remember that.
She turned in.
I blame her for Candyman because that sucked ass. I'll blame her for that.
Again, though, do you know everything that went on behind the scenes in that? Like, that's her first major budget film. Do you think she had like final cut on it, or do you think there was
Candyman,
possibly studio interference in that too?
I think the studio.
It's her name on the thing.
It is.
Well, I don't know, man. It's got some interesting parts to it. I don't hate that Candyman one. I do like the Tony Todd one better, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying this happens a lot, and every one of these huge ones has so much interference from every level.
Okay, the only thing that I will say to that basically is if the movie had been a massive success, she would be clamoring that her name got attached to it too. It's like one of those I don't know, what's the saying? Catch 22?
Yeah,
Catch
but
22?
she doesn't seem to be stupid. She seemed to watch the cut that they wanted where they're like, take out 45 minutes. And then she got the second version second note from them. They're like, okay, take out another 30 minutes.
No, I don't disagree
this
with
is
you.
Not the same film.
I know that Marvel, like everyone should know that Marvel does that at this point, But that Candyman movie was yeah.
It's okay, man. It's got some really good actors in it.
It didn't save it, but it had black actors in it.
I'm kind of with you, Gray, on this.
Never with me.
I think you get a lot more studio interference nowadays than what you used to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like how many of these directors actually have pull? I mean, there's only a handful that I could think of that actually have pull and are allowed to make the movies that they want to make.
Like James Cameron, Christopher Nolan,
Michael Bay to some degree. I'll give him some leeway. He's
got some hate Michael Bay so much,
but he has the name pull. He does have some of it. Yeah. It's such in a weird way, but people do like him. He is a weird man, but I'll say, Nolan for sure has name pull. That man he's got his pull right now. I'll give it to him. You know what? I wasn't really gonna go watch Oppenheimer. I'm just not that interested in that kind of stuff. But that new movie he's making sounds kind of interesting. I might actually go check
Odyssey.
It out. Yeah, it sounds really interesting.
I'll watch the Odyssey. I will watch basically anything that Nolan makes. I think he's proved himself. Oppenheimer is interesting. I would say after you see Oppenheimer, go and watch Godzilla -1 because it's actually a pretty good sequel movie to that.
Laps, what's up, man? Come in and MSK is already getting L's and D's. Not happening. Never, ever happening at all. I'm always winning here. Crap never saved anything except plumbers' jobs. Is Candyman worth talking about? Besides the original, probably not. Her Candyman film was just...
I don't know, man. It's got some really cool actors in it. It's some weirdness, but that first one was so weird. It was like
Tiana Paris was in that too. That's seeing a coincidence here about black women being in the same movies.
It also had I'm pretty sure Coleman Domingo was that one character in there. There were some awesome actors in it, man. It's not the greatest film ever, but it's her first major one. So I don't know. I think that should be taken into account.
MSK on Oppenheimer will be 8. I'm not interested in that kind of stuff. You can pronounce it. I'm just not that interested. That kind of stuff is just boring as hell. I'm not trying to watch a movie, just be bored out my mind. Hey, I love the technical butt fucking of this device, and I would like to go home to my wife and have her finger my asshole. Yeah, no.
It's kind of funny that you mentioned like the screwing, because that actually happens quite a bit in Oppenheimer. a surprisingly amount more than I thought there would be.
I've randomly maybe seen some scenes.
I've got an idea for a bit. Hey, MSK, if you were to guess the plot for Oppenheimer, based off of your little act out
Pretty
there,
self-explanatory.
what do you think it's going to be? Well, it seemed to be something about a device that does you in the butt, from what I understood from your previous monologue. What do you think the plot for Oppenheimer is?
Well, I mean, essentially, is it giving out butt plugs? Because that's what the movie would do to me. Just be fucking me constantly. So, not interested in that kind of stuff, like history stuff. Just you want to be told history from Hollywood? Are you your fucking mind? I'd rather.
But when Christopher Nolan tells it, I'm gonna watch it. Back to Alexander's point. Anything he makes, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
I'm learning it at this point.
Yeah, at least Nolan will make it entertaining. Now, I will say that Oppenheimer is a bit on the long side, but if you stick through it and the nudity, I think you'll be in for a good time.
My God, Oppenheimer, just practical butt fucking and fingered assholes.
Time to open his timer.
Timer opener. An MSK version of the film will be called Open Wider.
Mm.
All right. Okay. No, I'm glad it did well for him. I'm just saying, I'm glad it did well for him at the box office, but just the last movie I watched from his was Tenet, actually, and that was oddly confusing for no reason whatsoever, even though it was a pretty simplistic plot. It's literally the most it wasn't really exactly basic, but he made it out to be this more this more complicated thing, and it's like, no, this is pretty easy to understand. It was. I don't get why people thought it was so complicated. It's an easy movie to pick.
Okay,
together.
MSK, I'll bite. Can you explain the very simple premise that is?
I was waiting for that.
Oh yeah, I don't got time for that right now because that would take up all night.
Really, you don't? Because it's so simple. It's just so straightforward. You don't understand why people are so confused about it. Can you explain Tenet to us, please?
My back really hurts tonight, and I was having sex with a lot of women. A lot of women.
Coward.
But I thoroughly got Tenet. I understood it. I don't know why it was so complicated. Nolan was just doing that. Isn't he like British or whatever? So he does that thing where it's like, I do the thing because I think it's grandiose. God damn.
Oh, that was a great British accent.
They do that all the time.
It has anything to do with him being British, though.
Is he British? Or he's some form of European.
No, what I mean is I don't think that has anything to do with him being British. I think he just makes cool movies.
He has a style. Every director has a style of filmmaking. So
a lot of his movies there have jump around. A lot of them are not they're non-linear.
Like even Batman Begins was a lot of it was non-linear. Like it starts with Bruce in the jail and then it flashes back, and then there's like a flashback within the flashback.
That's the way a lot of his movies are.
Yeah.
Oh my God, people! Damn. I can understand people kind of dogging on the Dark Knight trilogy, especially the third one and the fight style. But outside of like the fight style, man, the first part of Batman Begins is so damn good. That shit is such peak cinema for superheroes.
People have to sort of understand like that was coming off of the heels of Batman and Robin. So
yeah.
That movie really did a lot of damage to the theatrical brand of Batman. Like I think that was 1997, so that was like 8 years later in 2005.
Yeah.
So they had to let that rest for a while before they could try again. And Batman Begins. Funny enough, as good as it is, it didn't make that much money. It actually made like that, and Superman Returns made a very similar box office profit. But I think Superman Returns was more expensive to make, and so it didn't make as much of a profit. So they didn't.
Yeah, I remember both of them made very similar amounts of money worldwide. If you kind of adjust it for inflation, they both make more. But it's one of those things where Batman Begins, I understand why they went with a sequel. It's just a better. Superman Returns is a terrible fucking movie. That movie sucks. It's not good. I understand why they made a sequel to Batman Begins. Batman Begins was a better movie, just in my opinion.
Yeah, The Dark Knight is a great sequel.
Yeah, Superman Returns is certainly a movie to exist. I mean,
It has its moments, but I think Kate
the
Bosworth
trailers made the movie look better than what it was. It's the trailers that people remember. Those trailers were very good. I'll give Warner Brothers
I
that.
liked Superman Returns. However,
Yeah.
it does not have enough action in
No.
it to really
it
really
needed a villain
justify
to
what they
test-
wanted to do with it,
Yeah.
because they wanted to have a sequel and really just take off from there, and it just wasn't going to get it because
No.
it is a slow film. It's a nostalgia film.
It is. It was too much in love with Richard Donner's Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, if that movie had a proper villain who had superpowers, who could test Superman, and Bryan Singer's not a slouch when it came to action. He's a slouch when it comes to, the rights of, certain individuals. But, like directing
thinking about Superman Returns, man, it's such a bad movie. Like, how the fuck would he go into a mountain full of kryptonite? Why doesn't he just blow the mountain up, save the people with the super speed, and call it a day? No, he goes to this kryptonite mountain to have Lex Luthor stab him so he can push it out and throw it.
You have to push out a big turd into space.
And then he left Lois to go to Krypton, where he knows it's gone, because we saw the original movie, because it's supposed to be a sequel to those first two original movies, right? He knows Krypton's gone, and he goes to Krypton first of all, that also makes no sense. Krypton's gone, so what was he doing out in space for 5 years? That doesn't make any sense at all. What are you doing?
They had a scene where he was out there, but they needed to add. There was just too much going on in there that was kind of explained off screen. And like you, I like Superman Returns. I feel like there are some moments in there that are very heartfelt. They're very good. It's just I do not like Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane. I feel like that was a terrible miscast. I actually like Amy Adams, and there's a lot of stuff about Snyder that I do not like. But I like Amy Adams better as a Lois Lane.
You like it because she has big jugs.
I mean, that helps, but I just think that Amy Adams just was a better actress overall.
I like Amy Adams.
Batman. I'm very indifferent on the Batman. Like with Superman Returns, I don't think it's as bad as Superman Returns. I think it's a movie that has some very good stuff about it, but there's some stuff there I just don't like at all.
My friend Sean hates the Batman. Sean hates it.
I just don't like the Alfred. Man, Andy Serkis's Alfred is such a miscast. So bad.
That's not one of the things I was bothered about. I was bothered about the length of the movie. That movie did not need to be as long.
That third act feels so forced.
They needed to have more light bulbs in there because it's just visually oppressively dark. It's like, what happened to the budget for the lights? Where is it?
Well, they used it on the Nirvana songs. Come on, man.
Yes, so
I will say this. I think the Batman is better since the Penguin has come out. Like
100%.
I liked the Batman when I first saw it, but I like it even more now after having seen the Penguin.
I want to go back to the world where I didn't really have a desire to prior to the Penguin. I fully second that. I wish the world's greatest detective did some fucking detective work in that movie. Instead, everything was just like handed to him.
Yeah, the movie from Matt Reeves was billed as this. He said, from what I remember, I'm paraphrasing, he didn't like how the other Batman movies never kind of focused on the detective stuff, and he was right. That assumption is right. Most of us understand that. And the movie was supposed to be this like more detective grounded story. And it's like, is it really? Like, I would argue there's not really much there. Come on, I have to watch it again. I've only seen it like basically twice. So I have to rewatch it again. Those
contact lenses did a lot of heavy lifting.
It did. Yeah. Like the way that people, like, if you think about Batman Begins, just as compared to both, because it's kind of like first movies for a trilogy or whatever. Batman Begins, I think, is more memorable. The cast is stronger. The villains are stronger. The Bale voice is stupid, but keep in mind, everyone's always not like that anyway. They kind of mean on it forever. Like, minus like the Bale voice, I just a stronger
Bale?
movie. Like, I just can't remember really significant scenes in the Batman to me that really stand out as much as like Batman.
Hey, what are the characters that are in? Let's go Nolan's Batman thing. So you got Bale. Who else?
Hold on. Liam Neeson did a great job. Alfred.
Okay. Do you hate Mike Cocaine as
Mike
Alfred?
Cocaine did a great job as Alfred. Fantastic job.
I'm just. How do you hate Serkis so much more than Mike Cocaine?
Cillian Murphy. He played Scarecrow, did he?
Yeah.
Fantastic
Yeah.
job. Did a good
Yeah.
job of that. You have to think with the League of Shadows.
Do you
That was
think
really, really cool.
any of them could actually? Do you think any of them, even like Ra's al Ghul, any of them could have their own show? Do you think it would actually work as a villain's 8-part arc?
Ra's al Ghul, potentially. He's had his own stuff in comics before, so I don't disagree with that. But I was just going off the most, like, when I think about the Batman and Batman Begins, if I think about them both, like, which one really sticks out in my head more? Sorry, I'm not saying this, I'm not doing this for any biased reasons. I'm talking like, just think in your head, which movie really stands out more from performances, from pacing, to everything like about the movie. So I'm saying Batman Begins just kind of wins it for me. Also, he does the Bruce better. He had a Bruce that was torn apart because he missed his parents. He got himself back together, made himself the hero everyone knows, and he did it all in one movie too. The Batman, he's still kind of, he gets to that point at the end of the movie, but his Bruce Wayne is very not good. I'll give him that. But it is based off kind of like Batman Year 1 and Year 2, so I give that a little bit of a leeway because it's somewhere supposed to be on that. But it's like, we've seen better Batman Year 2 stories. Arkham Origins does Batman Year 2, technically speaking. If we're going off that, so that's just me personally. I think Begins is just a much stronger movie. But if you like the Batman, it's fine. The Batman has some. It's not a horrible movie. It's fine, I think. I don't think they want to do a sequel to it. That's why I think they're taking so long. I don't think they want to do a sequel to it at all.
So you think they're running out the clock on it or something?
I think so, potentially. Or they're telling him, hey, man, maybe we could just buy you out of your contract. Well, he has a first look deal. Can he get bought out of a first look deal? So that he had a Zack Snyder contract. So
I think you're very off on this. I just think Penguin put so much more pressure on him to actually deliver on the second one. So he's not taking time.
Do you want to make love to me? All right. So
still no.
Speaking of having fun, let's have fun with our last topic. See, that's how we have an entertaining show. We talk topic. We talk topic. That's how you get quality.
You almost had it there.
That's how you get quality. No, I understand that. Just because I understand the approach, that doesn't mean I like it. He's the Batman that he is going to eventually become, that everyone knows at the end of the movie when he gets that realization. But I think there's just been other movies that have just kind of done that better. Oh, and speaking of just live action, Mask of the Phantasm is better because they're both released they're both released theatrically. Saying Mask of the Phantasm is, whoo, man, were they cooking in that movie? Just,
I don't know. I've watched Mask of the Phantasm several times, and I'm glad people like it, but I don't know why. It just doesn't do it for me.
You like Under the Red Hood better?
Actually, yeah. Yes, I do.
That's another good one. That's also better than the Batman. If we're just going to compare them, Under the Red Hood to the Batman is just not even comparable. Those are just night and day different. God, man. Yeah. One is peak. The other one is like settling for off-brand cereal, but still tastes kind of good, so you're okay with it, kind of thing.
Sure.
I hate all of you guys. So, hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about a Minecraft movie completely shattering all of the box office projections it had for its opening weekend at the box office worldwide. This movie has some incredible accolades it has accumulated for its basically 4-day opening weekend, if you want to count the Thursday night previews. Actually, I was wrong. The trailers, guys, look like complete shit. That's the reason why I was shitting on it, going into it. Like, I saw the trailers. It looked like complete shit. I'm sorry. Those trailers look like straight up ass. All of us were like, man, it looks pretty bad. But hey, I'll say this before. Minecraft is something that I know exists. It came out literally when I was younger, obviously. Minecraft has always kind of been for losers. It's kind of one of those loser franchises like Final Fantasy and, Devil May Cry and all that other stuff. I'm a gamer myself. I love gaming, But there's some gaming franchises that are for losers, actually. And Minecraft's always been for, like, losers, essentially, But, hey, I'm glad Warner Brothers did this for you guys reluctantly. This company's been never known for giving people what they want at all, honestly, which is kind of ironic now at this point. But the movie did do very well. And it actually did better than every video game movie that has had the openings very similar to it. It beat out the Super Mario Brothers movie. It beat out all the Sonic movies. Those four have the highest opening weekends for a video game adaptation. It destroyed the Mortal Kombat movies. It destroyed every video game movie adaptation ever. That's crazy. So, and I will say this though, I am very happy kids that grew up with Minecraft got a movie that they really, really enjoy. But there are some adults out there that enjoyed it too. So it just proves that, hey, you give someone just a good time at the movies, they're going to go. And the word of mouth spread. Hey, this is a good movie that the family all can enjoy. Not just the kids, the adults can kind of get in on it too. You see reactions on social media where, you know, the kids are just enjoying it. All the people are going crazy like it's fucking in-game or some shit. Like, that's awesome to see. That's really awesome. Now, hey, if you're a dad or a mom and your kids like Minecraft, I'm glad you guys took to go see the movie. I'm glad they had a good time. Would I ever watch this? Probably not. I think the trailers just look so bad. Maybe at one point I'll watch it. Don't know. Maybe I might be entertained. But I'm very glad it did well. That's awesome to see that it did this well for everyone. You know, I thought it was going to make $98 million opening weekend. No, this shit ended up making domestically twice that. So, you know. Now, from our own metrics, is this profitable yet? Not yet. So this movie has a $150 million budget attached to it. Marketing is easily going to be in the $100 million range. Theaters have to still get their cut. This movie still has a long way to go before it even achieves profitability, but it is definitely in a better spot of achieving profitability than Snow White, Captain America: Brave New World, and the other movies like Mickey 17 that came out that pretty much at this point all completely flop. You know, so I'll ask you guys: did you expect this? Because I sure didn't.
I did.
Yeah, we talked about it. We all voted more correct than you last time.
Wow.
Yeah, the thing is I think there's just too many kids that wanted to go see this. Families were going to take their kids, so you were going to have large groups. One of my friends, he went with his family to take his daughter. They went with a group of people so they could so those people could take their kids. Now, I didn't go see it because my kids are older and they ended up going on their own. I wasn't really interested in it, but my son, he said it was his words were it was deliberately stupid. And if you go in with those expectations, you're going to have a good time.
So it's just like a Fast and Furious movie, essentially?
Well, yeah, he was saying, it was meant to be that way.
Yeah.
And he had a good time with it. And so I was pretty sure this was going to make money. And just to your point a moment ago, you're saying that it still had a long way to go to make profitability. I think it'll have it by the end of next weekend.
Yeah, it's very close because if the movie's budget is 150 and it's $100 million for marketing minus like theater cuts, it needs about a good 600, 700 to be in the green. It might literally get that in 2 weeks. And the thing with Snow White for this movie is there's trajectory with it. Huge opening weekend, guys. We're talking like this is the biggest one, not just for a video game movie. All 2025. I think it's the third highest opening for 2025 so far, which is good. So yeah, Warner Brothers is already calling up the direct. We got to make some sequels to this. There will be more of these. Just right now, there will be more of these. Also,
it was called a
Minecraft
movie, not
Minecraft.
the. It is just a story in this franchise. They knew that. There is a post-credit scene that heavily implies they knew that they're making another one. This was the start of a franchise. Everybody except MSK knew it.
Yeah, because I don't follow games that people play that are losers. Like there are some franchises of games that they're just kind of like for people that are not top G's like myself. But
congrats! You stopped following Yu-Gi-Oh then.
And Pokemon's for chats too. But nevertheless, so we did hear that the Warner Brother co-chairs Michael DeLuca and Pam Abby were getting a lot of shit from David Zaslav for their movies flopping constantly. This might be one of the ones that saved their job because we heard that Peter Safran, who's one of the co-chairs of the DC studios, might have been a candidate to maybe still possibly take their job. They got one win out of like how many flops Warner Brothers has had. They're so lucky this one did as well as it did. That is just, if that's not luck, I don't know what is anymore.
Okay, well, they're in really good shape now then because they also have Superman coming out later in July. So
would you credit that to mostly David Zaslav because he's more bigger on?
But I mean, it still will go to the company. So I mean, the company as a whole, they're in good shape now that Minecraft did really well. They're in a good position to make some good money this year, because whether Superman is good or not, it's probably going to make $1 billion unless the word of mouth is just so bad. But I just don't see how it doesn't make $1 billion at least, just on sheer curiosity.
Yeah. Hey, if you know what's crazy? Disney put out a movie that was supposed to be like love and all this stuff and getting everyone happy, and it fails completely. And then Warner Brothers, their longtime rival, puts out a movie that does the exact same thing. You know, Disney, you should learn something from Warner Brothers. One of the few times where they actually should. This is what kids want. That's what they want in their movies.
You're right. The kids yearn to be in the mines, but that's not exactly a fair comparison. Like, okay, you see, Disney is trying to revive this thing from 100 years ago, and these guys are using the biggest video game that's currently out there. There's a little disparity between those two comparisons. I wouldn't say that Disney was trying to go all about love, and that's
the narrative going into it was what we had talked about it last week, which was you can take your kids to this. The kids will enjoy this. The kids picked what they enjoyed more. They told parents, "No, I want that movie," and that's something where they should kind of learn. Hey, the kids' entertainment you're making, no one wants. Well, at least in that market, you're making it, no one wants. Maybe if you're talking to a rainbow lover with a butt plug up his ass, maybe they might love it, honestly, because that seemed to be their audience now. But let's go over this. A Minecraft movie's $157 million record opening weekend. How it made so much of the box office and why it massively overperformed. God, this will be one of the funniest thumbnails I'll be making for this video.
Oh, I mean, crap. MSK, do you have any ideas as to why it would perform so well?
Well, you have popularity. That definitely will drive hype. I've always told people this before. It's the same thing I said
one of them.
with some of the MCU movies. If you have something that people do know about and they actually do care for, and this is something that I've mentioned in those videos too, this is something that people genuinely wanted to see and went and drove to theaters in mass to see it. And they actually opened their wallets and went, I want this. Not, hey, I'm on Twitter. I kind of maybe sort of woulda, shoulda, coulda like this. I woulda went, but like my wife fucked my brother and I caught them and I got divorced and I couldn't really pay for the tickets. No one gave excuses.
There was a lot of blathering there. I'm not sure if that was the answer I was looking for, but yeah, I don't know. So the other thing is, when you look at like the biggest box office ones from last year, a good portion of those, in fact, the majority of them are family-friendly flicks.
They are true.
There haven't been a ton of them this year. Yeah. I think, you know, you'd have to assume that this is going to be one of those big family-friendly flicks. And, you know, Snow White wasn't exactly getting good press before this. This just looked kind of stupid and fun. You kind of knew what you were getting from those commercials.
This didn't have any press, trailers. Really. Like, there wasn't really any press behind this. Maybe you can count the Valkyrie, Jason Momoa comments, maybe, if you consider that any level of controversy. Outside of that, I didn't really hear anything bad, essentially, about the movie outside of her comments. So, yeah, it's something that I've explained constantly. If people actually want to go see something, go out and see it. It won't be you'll have to make up 500 excuses to why someone didn't see it. They'll just go and see it, you know?
Yeah, like blaming the weather.
Yeah, they'll blame Warner Brothers. They blame the weather for why Blue Beetle failed. No, it's because no one fucking wants a Blue Beetle movie. It's just that simple.
There was a storm, though.
Right?
It rained.
Right? No. Remember they blamed Fall Guy, that there was too much crime in that area? That's the reason why no one went. Yeah, because that's always stopped movies from doing well, just crime. The fuck's wrong with you people? So I'm just saying that helps my argument that I've been making, that hey, if people actually want to see something, they'll just go and see it. Just, you know, because they won't make excuses. They'll just be there to see it. It's just how it's going to work with people, and they're going to open their wallets. And apparently a lot of wallets open to go see this. So also, I'm glad for the theater owners. They get a big hit with this movie actually as well. This is even before July, so that's good. I like it. After its successful opening weekend at the box office, it's safe to say that a Minecraft movie will be one of the biggest films of the year. Since it released in 2009, Minecraft has become one of the most popular video games ever. Therefore, it should not be a surprise that the movie is performing very well at the box office. Well, I was never into Minecraft or that fandom, so I always just thought it was for losers, honestly. However, a Minecraft movie's opening weekend box office haul far surpassed what projections indicated it would earn. A Minecraft movie's box office success is due to its amazing cast, its fun story, and the popularity of the video game. In a Minecraft movie, 4 misfit characters are sucked into a mysterious portal and enter the overworld, which is made entirely of blocks. In the overworld, they meet Steve, who helps them reopen the portal and get back home. Jack Black plays Steve and leads the cast of a Minecraft movie alongside Jason Momoa, Emma Myers, Danielle Brooks, and Sebastian Eugene Hansen and Jennifer Coolidge. Even though reviews for a Minecraft movie have been mixed, audiences have been flocking to theaters to watch the long-awaited film based on one of the more popular video games of all time. God. Also, yeah, Jesus Christ. Theater owners are getting that big boost. I love it. After its much anticipated release, a Minecraft movie easily became the #1 film at the box office during its opening weekend. Domestically, a Minecraft movie made $157 million across its first 3 days in theaters. Additionally, the film made $144 million in international markets. A Minecraft movie's domestic and international success led to the film grossing a total of $301 million at the worldwide box office in its opening weekend. A Minecraft movie's budget was reportedly $150 million, which it will easily make back after a successful opening weekend, which it did. At least the budget portion of it, not the marketing part of it probably yet, but probably did after this weekend or next week coming up. A Minecraft movie will have to make about $375 million to break even, which it is already well on its way to doing after only being out for 1 weekend. A Minecraft movie is already the 3rd highest grossing film of 2025, currently is only behind Captain America Brave New World, Nisa 2. It will easily surpass the most recent Captain America film, but besting Nisa 2 will be more of a challenge. And keep in mind, that's a China release. I don't know why they put that there. This already made more than Captain America did struggling in 3 weeks.
Captain America just seriously have no idea why they put Nisa up there when you saw that it made 1.8 billion this year.
I was joking.
Already.
My sarcasm went over your head probably.
Oh, sure it did. Sure.
I was trying to ignore China because they eat soy sauce and eat dogs. So,
hey, soy sauce is awesome.
I love soy sauce. Teriyaki sauce is better. Panda Express, is that China related? Just joking. So, since a Minecraft movie's opening weekend box office haul exceeded expectations, it is not a surprise that it has also broken records. So specifically, a Minecraft movie now has the biggest opening weekend ever for a video game movie, beating 2023's The Super Mario Brothers movie. Just like Minecraft, the Mario video games are also incredibly popular. This popularity led to the Super Mario Brothers movie making $146 million at the domestic box office in its opening weekend. However, a Minecraft movie managed to beat out the animated Mario film by $9 million. See, people, this another example is happening. The Mario movie is, Mario's as a fucking franchise of video games is very popular. So people just went on to go see it. No, I got divorced this week. I lost my dog, lost my car. No, they just went and watched it. It's just how people are. If they want to go see it, it's something they actually are interested in seeing. In total, the Super Mario Bros.
That makes sense to any of you guys?
No.
Yes. God, they all agree with me. In total, the Super Mario Bros. Movie made an impressive $1.3 billion at the worldwide box office, becoming the highest-grossing video game movie of all time via Box Office Mojo. However, a Minecraft movie's record-breaking opening weekend suggests that it could dethrone the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Therefore, if a Minecraft movie keeps performing well at the box office, it could break another significant record. Time will tell whether a Minecraft movie will become the most successful video game film of all time. So, do you guys think it's going to make $1 billion by its theatrical run being over after all everything's said and done after the weeks is out?
I think it's got a shot. I think
it's going to get close.
Yeah.
From what I can see in the next 3 weeks, I don't see another really family friendly flick. This isn't getting bad press. It's no Snow White. I think it's got a shot, man.
Yeah.
I would say more favorable than not.
Mm-hmm. If not, at least 900 million.
What about my reviews? Do you think my reviews count as being favorable?
They're usually.
Oh, thank you. Even though it is based on a very popular video game that is played by millions of people all over the world, a Minecraft movie wasn't projected to make as much as it did during its opening weekend. In fact, a Minecraft movie was only projected to earn about $60 million in its opening weekend. While a $60 million opening weekend haul is very impressive, a Minecraft movie completely shattered this projection, making almost $100 million more than it was expected at the domestic box office. If it only made about $60 million domestically, a Minecraft movie would still have been behind the Super Mario Bros. Movie and Five Nights at Freddy's for the biggest video game opening movie. For the biggest video game movie openings of all time. Oh, I forgot about Five Nights at Freddy's. That had a big one too. This would have been very respectable, but by easily surpassing this projection, a Minecraft movie has solidified its box office as a juggernaut. After its opening weekend, it wouldn't be surprising if a Minecraft movie ends up making $1 billion at the box office and even surpasses the Super Mario Bros. Movie box office haul. It is shocking how much more a Minecraft movie made during its opening weekend than it was projected to. Box office projections tend to be quite accurate, so a Minecraft movie's unexpected and overwhelming success needs to be examined. It is undeniable that this movie is based on an incredibly popular video game and has an all-star cast. However, despite these factors, a Minecraft movie was still only projected to make about $60 million in its opening weekend, and then it surpassed that, which is a good thing. What this projection didn't consider was the social media reactions that would go viral during a Minecraft movie's opening weekend. Over the weekend, many fans posted videos on social media platforms of their theaters reacting to scenes in a Minecraft movie. In particular, Jack Black declaring that he is Steve and introducing the chicken jockey are two scenes that have led to roaring reactions in theaters. Several fans have posted videos of moviegoers standing up, quoting these scenes and celebrating in theaters, which is awesome to see. I'm glad the kids had a great time at their in-game level event movie that randomly came out for them. Therefore, it's likely that these viral scenes and theater reactions led to more people watching a Minecraft movie during its opening weekend. A Minecraft movie is definitely the most talked about film in the world right now, and these clips going viral have encouraged many more people to experience it in theaters. Therefore, in addition to being a fun family film with a great cast, the countless viral clips caused a Minecraft movie to far surpass projections during its opening weekend at the box office. Awesome. So this is where it's at right now. It went up 12 million.
Deserved.
Wow.
Nice.
It went up 12 million past what it already had earned during the weekend. Man, Snow White could never. Where's Snow White at? Let's go look at our girl, Rachel Zegler. What is she doing? What is she doing?
She was in fourth place, I think.
So this is week 3 for it, right? I think it should be week 3 for it. Yeah,
I think it was in fourth place. I think it made like 5 million or something like that domestically.
So it's struggling to hit $100 million, I imagine, right?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Well, unless you go worldwide.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so it's struggling to hit $100 million domestically. Okay, gotcha. No, but so it's hit 168. So it did better than Madam Web. I thought this was bombing out as hard as Madam Web. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was just fizzling out box office wise. But yeah, this is still going to be a disaster. Because this is not even going to reach $200 million by the end of its run. What do you guys think? I don't know.
If it doesn't hit 200, like worldwide, that is embarrassing for Disney. You know, for all of their posturing. Like I said, I think the last time I was here, casting Rachel Zegler was a statement in of itself that this was going to be a different movie. And I also said that this movie, Snow White, was doomed from the writing stage. So it not hitting 200 million worldwide would just be an absolute disaster. And I know that word gets thrown around so much in the talkosphere of podcasts, but it genuinely would be. But besides that, I don't really have much of an interest in seeing the Minecraft movie. I might see it once it comes out on streaming just to see, like, you know, was it interesting? I hope it will be, and if I can just sort of turn my brain off and watch it. I just hope that this leads. You can? Okay, I'll try.
It's worth that.
I will try to flip the switch. I just want more video game movie adaptations to come along.
think you're guaranteed them now between
Yeah.
this and the Super Mario Brothers one. I bet every studio is looking at everything they've ever optioned.
Yeah, they're like, can we get Mega Man? Come
Warner
on,
Brothers.
Mega Man.
Warner Brothers is doing Mortal Kombat 2, even though
the first one wasn't really that good, though. It was
talking about the 2021 one. Yeah, that one's not good. That's bad.
No,
That's actually
like
bad.
The 1995 Mortal Kombat movie is still the best one out of that franchise.
Well, you don't like the Aussie actor they just randomly put in the new one just to call him, what was he called, Caleb? I don't know what the fuck he was supposed to be doing there.
I call him plot armor because that's what he literally had.
Yeah, they had like one good fatality in the movie. Oh god, that movie fucking sucks ass. So,
and now they got Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage, which I think is a horrible miscast. I hope I'm wrong, but I think that was why not get like actual martial arts artists, to come in here and actually.
Carl Urban, he was in the Doom movie. Come on.
You know what? You're right, and he was wasn't he Judge Dredd?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, but still too old to be Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
I know they gave the hint to him at the end of the last movie.
Yeah. And
like we had a crowd for it. Like Mortal Kombat has its audience. I don't doubt it's gonna do bad, but it's like people saw that 2021 movie. That was just ugh.
You know who would have been a better choice for Johnny Cage? What's his name? Glenn Powell, who is in Top Gun Maverick. That would have been, yeah.
Okay.
He's going to be in The Running Man later this year. It's an Edgar Wright one, and man, I'm really looking forward to that. But I think he would be an awesome Johnny Cage for sure.
Yeah, he would have been. That would have been like perfect casting. So we'll see what happens. I hope it's good, but I don't have much faith.
All right. So this was a meme Critical Drinker had posted, and Pirate Nation kind of clipped it. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned here. Passionate about the franchise lore, makes a ton of money. Constantly trash the origin story, loses a ton of money. Comparison between Snow White and Minecraft movie. Making content for fans to enjoy might entertain people and make a ton of cash too. Who could have guessed that? Yeah, you're right. It's a very secret thing Disney just doesn't want to think about now. But it's crazy. Parents decided to take their kids to a Minecraft movie. They shouldn't go take them to see Snow White. Who knows what I know, right? Because I'm a fucking genius. So we'll get your guys' final thoughts and opinions on that. What's up with Gray? A Minecraft movie doing well. We know you love it when movies do well for the theaters. You know, you love your Jack Black and Jason Momoa just having all types of gay bromance in the movie. We know that's your thing.
There's only one extended scene of that. There's not a lot of that going on in this. No, there is a scene where they need to, in the sky, keep adjusting so that they need to line up to fit into a very tight hole. So, there's some jimmying around, but it's good times. What can I say? As I alluded to in one of the previous shows before MSK canceled it and deleted it, I didn't have a great weekend. It was kind of this hole of darkness where I was just kind of waiting for this unfortunate event to happen. Then it finally happened, and I don't know. I was just kind of lost for a minute. And I just wanted a little bit of light in my life. So I went and saw a Minecraft movie. And I got to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised. It just allowed me to shut off my brain. And it actually gave me quite a few chuckles. It's a Jared Hess movie. He's the dude who did Napoleon Dynamite like 20 years ago, did Nacho Libre. And then he's just kind of done kind of random stuff. I think last year he did Thelma the Unicorn. Never saw that one. He's had a couple more misses for me in there, but he did some television, Son of Zorn and Last Man on Earth. So he's always been around comedy, but he has this really weird brand of comedy that's kind of cringe. It's kind of awkward, but man, there's a lot of moments of him kind of in this, on top of it being like just this so boilerplate, like we have Jumanji at home, Temu Jumanji type deal. Like, it is beat for beat one of those movies, one of those adaptations. Of course, you know exactly what's going to come next. You know, one of them is going to be in peril, and then, there's going to be, every beat that's going to happen in this thing. But in between those, you get some really weird, awkward characterization moments. Jennifer Coolidge, her entire plot in this it is superfluous. It's just like a side quest, and it could totally be removed. But man, that's some of my favorite things in this. It's just these weird, awkward people things. That being said, I wouldn't give this more than a 5.5 out of 10. But man, there's a reason why on IMDb this one's getting like a 6.1 and Snow White's getting a 1.6. They are kind of the inverse. I think Minecraft, not only did they set up a sequel with their post-credit scene, but I think calling it a Minecraft movie, they knew it was going to be one of many. This is obviously a franchise. I think they're going to do awesome in this. And yeah, I think I'm on board for the next one. But you got to keep in mind who this is actually for. This is for kids. It's for little kids. And man, this seems to hit every note that they're looking for. But I wonder if they know who Jack Black is. Like, School of Rock is what, like 20-something years ago now?
No, the kids.
I don't think they know any of that. They know him as Poe. That's probably about
it.
The
kids went to this. Well, I'll say this: the kids asked their parents for the money, or if they're old enough to go by themselves, like Bob's kids are, or they're young enough you take them. They liked it just from the aspect it was is Minecraft getting something. I don't think they cared about the actors because they're way too young to know who these actors are. There's no way they've watched enough stuff with them to know who they really were. Maybe besides Jason Momoa because he was Aquaman, maybe. But I think they saw Minecraft and they went, "Mommy, Daddy, I want Minecraft." They're like, "All right, I guess." So
I gotta be honest. If you're looking for a video game adaptation, a live action one, I should say. I mean, I'm not going to include like Sonic or Mario in there.
That's just me because I'm biased.
It's definitely more entertaining than this. But if you force me to go to one of them, having seen both Snow White and this, I would hands down see a Minecraft movie like 5 times before I'd ever want to go back to Snow White. That being said, it's not a great movie, but it is a decent kids movie, and then it's got some fun Jared Hess-ness in there. If you're familiar with like Napoleon Dynamite or Nacho Libre,
I don't understand this lingo.
It's fun, man. It's kind of the same thing with like
Jenkins
Aladdin
stuff.
Yeah, there is. They throw a lot of memes into it. They know exactly what they're doing. But to me, it's kind of like Aladdin. Like, for some reason, that live action one, they gave it to Guy Ritchie. Yes, it plays like a weird Disney live action one, but every once in a while, you get these weird Guy Ritchie isms that he just is able to put into there. That kind of puts it like a notch above in my books. But everything's subjective. This did kind of that same thing for me. He has a couple of winks to like his actual fans, but they know who they're playing it for. And every one of the actors is on board. Everyone is cranking everything to 11. They're in on the joke. They know what kind of movie they're here for. Where something like Borderlands, it felt like that one girl, Ariana Greenblatt, I think. It felt like she was the only one who actually like understood it and wanted to be there.
Yeah.
With this, it feels like all the actors know what they're doing and they're on the same board. They're on board for the same thing. So
Borderlands for sure didn't know what they were doing. That movie.
It seems like a cut above.
Yeah.
As far as live action video game adaptations, it's up there for me. I got to be honest. So yeah, I found it way more enjoyable than I thought. I thought for sure this is gonna suck. I watched those same trailers that you guys did and was like, this isn't for me. But yeah, I didn't feel like seeing something dark at the time, and this really kind of hit the spot. So
and don't worry, all of to uplift your spirits.
Right.
Not happening. I fucking hate you because you clout chase. So, Alexander, what are your thoughts on a Minecraft movie performing huge in its opening weekend at the box office? Worldwide, man, the whole wide world.
Yeah, I was very surprised at how well that it did. I just kind of had one of those like, okay. And as was said here earlier, it will hopefully lead to a lot of video game adaptations. I'm personally waiting on Streets of Rage because I think that could be done extremely well.
That could be so
cool. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Before you go, we get that Dawn movie from Sony based off those Until Dawn games. That's remember?
Yeah, that is. Well, we'll see how it is. I have a friend who's very, very, very much into the Until Dawn series. He looked at that trailer. He doesn't think it's going to be very good, but we could be surprised yet again.
Never know.
Yeah, we'll see how it is. But like I said, I hope Streets of Rage is something that happens one day. A lot of people want Golden Axe. I am personally hoping for a good Mega Man project. So that's basically what my mindset is that even though I'm personally not interested in Minecraft, I tried playing the game multiple times over the years. I'm just like, I don't get this. I don't know why people like this so much, but people do. It is
something that I'll never get, but I'm glad they're having fun with it.
Yeah. It is the highest selling video game franchise of all time, beating out even Pokemon. And that's a juggernaut onto itself. So, yeah. A rising tide sinks all ships. No, that's not how it goes.
You're talking about the MCU. That's the MCU.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And that's the joke there. There's no rising tides anymore. There's just tide. There's just water that's flat and it doesn't move. There's no waves anymore. It's just going back and
all the boats have been sunk. There's nothing.
Everyone's dead.
I hope it leads to better things. That's my ultimate takeaway from this.
Yeah, can't wait for a live action Yu-Gi-Oh movie. Don't do that. That would just be terrible.
They're gonna get a black kid to play Yu-Gi, especially if Netflix.
Don't even do that to me, man. Don't do that to me.
I'm sorry, I even put that out there.
I need a white kid. If it ain't white, it ain't right. So, Bob,
oh my God.
I had originally thought that Lilo and Stitch was going to be the first movie this year to make $1 billion. I think this one's going to do it based on this weekend. And if it doesn't, it's going to fall just short if it doesn't do it.
Like 900 mil.
I think this has a good shot at hitting it.
Yeah.
As far as whether it's good or not, like I said, I didn't see it, but my kids saw it. I think it's pretty understandable why people went out to see this. Like Gray said, it's something that's just kind of light and that families can go to. You're not going to be overly offended by it or anything like that. It's just one of those movies you could just go to, shut your brain off, and sounds like you could just have a good time with it if you do that. And so to me, this isn't a shock. I do think this is probably going to make $1 billion based on what we saw this weekend. And I think that's a good thing for theaters because at the end of the day, I love the theater experience and I'm glad to see a movie being successful because I don't want that experience to go away. So let's see if it hits that $1 billion.
Yeah, even if it just even hits $900 million or $800 million, that's great. That's really good. And, it shows, at least this movie will be an indicator that if you make something that people just enjoy, whether or not it's written the best, if they care or they're interested in it, they'll go out and support. No ifs, ands, ors, or buts, they'll be there and they'll support with their wallet. Like they'll just go and do it. You won't need to make excuses for why they didn't go. They're going to go see this movie, So I want that to be at least the mindset moving forward. But we know it's Warner Brothers. They always got it's Warner Brothers, guys.
Yeah.
I don't trust them at all. 1
step forward, 10 steps backwards.
That's Warner Brothers forever, right? At this point. So
if I was to ask you, how many writers do you think were involved? And so first, I guess let's go with Snow White. How many writers do you think were involved in that amazing adaptation?
At least 8. At least
maybe 10.
You'd think so, right? Well, on IMDb, there's 1 writer credited, and then you also get Jacob Grimm and Wilhelm Grimm, the brothers Grimm.
You count Ghostwriter potentially? Because there's always Ghostwriters.
So those are the brothers Grimm who did the fairy tale, but it's one person. The writer is Aaron Cressida Wilson. But the Minecraft movie surprisingly has 9 writers attached to it that either have a screenplay by or story by. So I don't know. Like I would have just on that fact alone thought this has 0 shot, but somehow it seems to kind of work.
Some things just defy all odds despite how many red flags you see in something. Just like when I drive my Chevy Camaro out to Las Vegas and bang strippers. So yeah. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Later. Wow. You guys are Zendaya. Oh, my God. Imagine casting Zendaya as Zelda.
No, well, we were chatting about this in the chat here, like who would be cast in Gears of War. I said Peter Dinklage as Marcus.
Why are you making that? Gears of Is it Gears of War or God of Ragnarok? Personally,
It's
making
God of War. God of War is
God
being done at
War
Amazon.
they're making. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one where they came out recently and the executive producer was like, I didn't play these games and we're gonna still make good lord. Fucking hell.
It's Amazon. Okay, so at least Amazon has gotten rid of Jennifer Salkeep, so at least they're kind of moving in the right direction. Kind of. So there's a chance that God of War could be good. But we were joking here that, who would be cast in Gears of War, and I said Peter Dinklage as Marcus Phoenix. Let's see, Robert Downey Jr. as Cole or Baird. I said Jack Black, since he already played a Mexican, has to be Dominic. And I personally said Zendaya as the Coltrane, the big football player guy. So, of course, it has to be Zendaya. Speaking of which, I started watching Dune last night, and I got so bored halfway into it, I started falling asleep.
For the first Dune movie? Yeah, it's boring. It's literally... Yeah. I mean, it's not that it's badly made. It's just boring as hell.
You were talking the first one, though, right?
Yeah, first one. This is my first time watching it.
Very slow.
It is.
It's weird because you think for it being that slow, you'd get more characterization. Sadly, you don't get a lot of that either. It just moves from one event to another. He really changed that for the second one. His second one, he tried to edit it in the style of a Wile E. Coyote cartoon, so it goes a lot faster with the pacing. That second one is a lot better. It's my favorite out of his two.
All right, so I'm gonna try to finish part one tonight after we're done here.
You won't. You'll be sleeping.
Well, I made it an hour in, so I figure there's another hour to go. So I should be okay.
Literally, I mean, I remember the movie. I just don't. I would never. That's why I didn't go see Dune 2. I mean, like I said with the Minecraft movie, I'm glad people enjoyed it. They got a cinematic masterpiece, or however the fuck they were calling this movie. I remember when Dune first came out, it was a masterpiece. Denis Villeneuve brought back movies or all that nonsense. Goddamn, may the spice be with you.
Well, I'll let you guys know how it goes. I think I have a good shot at making it through the rest of it.
The Great Desert of Arrakis. Yeah, sounds so interesting.
Yeah.
The Great Desert of our ass. Nope.
Hey man, it led to the greatest popcorn bucket of 2024. You can't get there without having that first slow movie.
That's true.
Okay.
The first Dune movie was boring. It was boring, and I'm a big slow burn guy. And you guys I don't mind slow burns, but you gotta pick up the pace sometimes, Also, I feel like some of the, I don't know, to me, the actors that he picked out were really good. I don't feel like the performances were as great as everyone said they were. I didn't really care for what's her name? Rebecca Ferguson's performance all that much. Jason Momoa
was good.
He gets a lot better in the second one, man.
Jason Momoa's really wasn't all that good.
You mean Duncan Idaho didn't do it for you? Come on, man.
Oh, no, sorry, not him. Sorry, my bad. Zendaya. Zendaya was billed in the trailer to be way more.
Now you're talking shit on Shawnee?
She was in the first. No, do you remember the marketing for the first movie? She was billed to be this. Yeah, I'll be here. I'm gonna do all this and that. No, she's never in the movie until the literal end of it.
You know what? I saw the how it should have ended for Dune before watching the movie. So after I finish watching this, I'm gonna have to go back and see that again. The how it should end and be like, oh, okay. Now all of that makes sense, because I remember it started out would be I dreamt of a girl. So I'm like, what?
That's how it literally
is that really how this movie starts? And
it's not how it starts. It's more he does get visions of a girl a lot, and it's oh my fucking god.
It's if you're gonna dream about anyone, why did it have to be Zendaya? It could have been Sydney Sweeney, but I don't think she had really made her Madam Web appearance on the world by that point. So I think that was the following year.
Well, we could go watch that naked Jennifer Lawrence movie, because there's always that.
There's always that.
What else is here? Walter says, I'm going to be honest, Dune just might not be for me. I actually enjoyed Dune 2, but I don't feel a need to see the third film, even though I will. The next film isn't coming out till 2027, I think. Have they started filming for Dune 3 yet? I don't think they have.
I'm not sure.
Believe they did, because he wasn't able to get the same director of photography on it, because they wanted to go a little bit earlier. So the third one's going to actually have a new guy on it. But I think they've started filming.
Yeah.
Right.
I know Jason Momoa announced that he's going to be fucking somewhere in the third movie, maybe in a flashback. Who knows, actually? But yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. We had a great show tonight, some awesome videos. And I know everyone, I'm a little bit behind on releasing some of the videos we've been doing for the show, but don't worry. I'll be having sex. And then after the sex and I blow inside my wife, I'll get the videos done. Videos first. If my wife's like, come back to bed, honey. No, I must put out content first. No, I will not succumb to your witchery. Your spells will not work on me. They'll never work on me. Videos first, then play, then fun. So we'll start with Alexander. What you got planned coming up, man, that you want to let the audience know about?
I got some stuff I'm working on. I will be doing another stream tomorrow, learning Blender 3D. I was supposed to be doing a gaming stream on Thursday, but something has come up for one of my friends, so I don't have anything planned for Thursday. So I might do something else. Might do a retro gaming stream. So that's all I really got so far.
All right. Gray, what do you got planned coming up, buddy? Need a hug?
Yeah. So I was going to launch a show on 420 because, you know, it's Easter and 420. So why not also throw something else into the world? But what can I say? This last weekend was a really dark time and I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. So I'm pushing that back. So yeah, new show to be launched soon. It's definitely going to launch in May. But yeah, if you can't get enough of me, and of course you want to avoid this channel, you can always check out That Darn Kidda's channel, Thursday nights for the Thinkers. We're going to have a rather prolonged think about adaptation, essentially. I'm sure the Minecraft movie is going to come up, but, you know, have there ever been good adaptations? Is there any way to actually take something from, like, a literary or, you know, comic media and actually turn that into something that'll work on the screen? Or is there always going to have to be some sort of, I guess, concessions made, if you will? So if you want to hear kind of an international panel's opinion on it and people disagreeing but still leaving somewhat amicably, come on over to That Darn Kidda's channel Thursday night for that think on adaptation. That's about all I got going on. What about you, Bob? What you got going on, sir?
Not hoping. I'm going to review the last part of The Chosen season 5 that's coming out to theaters this week. My first two videos, both on part 1 and part 2, did really well. This last video, last I checked, it was like over 6,700 views. So I was happy with that. So I'm reviewing part 3, and then I hope to get that movie Warfare that's coming out this weekend as well. That one looks kind of interesting.
Looks really interesting.
Yeah, it looks interesting. So I'd like to give that one a shot.
Yeah. I was thinking about something I want to bring back today. I'll either do it tonight or tomorrow, but after the show's over, you guys are going to see more MSK show episodes up on the channel because I have to do my stream schedule for this week. So I may or may not stream League of Legends later on tonight. I probably will, or I may not. Just depends how I feel, you know, but I will stream League, obviously. I'm going to probably try and stream another game that I haven't played in a while, even though I love this game, actually. But I'm going to try and stream it once again. Me and Labs Comic Fans show is tomorrow on Tuesday. Wednesday, I may or may not have the show with Savage Jad. I'm just, you know, seeing what he's going to tell me. If we're going to have the show, it's good. If not, then we have a panel show with me and Gray. I think we'll have Cyfax on that show. I'll ask him to see if he's going to be on Wednesday. But if not, I'll have to see who's going to be on Wednesday because Warren's out of town this week. So me and Gray will probably just end up two-manning it because he loves me that much, right?
Oh, gross. I think I might have a dentist appointment that evening.
Oh, God. But I will definitely get a fill-in for this week for Wednesday. Thursday, 2 1-on-1s. And Friday, I'm probably just going to take the day off, or maybe I might play League. I really don't know at this point, you know. But don't worry. This week will be full of, you know, MSK show episodes and League streams and a bunch of other fun activities that you guys all can enjoy. And I just love hearing Vin Diesel outside. God, man, Ghost Star and Fast and Furious meets Dragon Ball Z, goes Ultra Instinct on the rings of Saturn as you drift or something like that. Sci-Fi hasn't hit me back yet, so I don't know what's going to be going on with him, honestly. I probably just see him when I see him at this point, but I'll try and see what's going to happen Wednesday. But at least for the most part right now, when I do my stream schedule, you at least will have me and Laps doing our show tomorrow, which is what you guys will look forward to because you guys really, really do enjoy me and Laps' show on Tuesday. And he says he has a very spicy story to tell me tomorrow on the show. So, yeah, hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Oh, my God. One sec.
And a hooker walked by. That's the first time he's seen one in like 10 years. So he's like, oh my God.
I better go get some of that now.
Yeah. I'll never get another
I don't know if
chance.
you guys can hear that.
No.
Literally, this fucking car came by and it didn't just make an engine noise. It made one of these screeching autistic noises so hard my ears actually cringed so hard. It's like, what is in your engine? Mustard and fucking Reese's? Like, oh my God.
Based.
Jeez. Whole brain just fucking fried. But that's pretty much it. Just be on the lookout for MSK show episodes this week's league streams and a bunch of other stuff as well. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK show, and we'll see you guys later.